And we are live, or at least we should be now. All right, let's give it a couple minutes, make sure it catches up on the other side. It's gotta. Oh, yeah, we are live. All right, showing it up over here. Is that my share? Yep. All right, sharing it on the Twitters. And go figure, I get bugged immediately once I go live.
Okay, immediately mute that. I just love this loop. So good. Oh, we good? You good, man? Bob?
All right, I'm back.
Bob.
I still need to get my
Oh,
coffee.
okay, man, there we go.
Yeah, I was here. I just had my
Oh,
headset. Oh, wow.
okay.
Not it said like that 9 minutes ago. Said YouTube isn't working for Tim, but it's working for me. I think we're actually. Let me do it. I did not mean to do that. Let me redo. I think they're just trying to keep Timmy down. Let's be honest, cause you know much
Find this live stream on my phone so I can start sharing it at
I'm
places.
about to tag
But,
you in the actual in an actual tweet here in a moment.
okay. Well, then I'll just get it there then.
Yep.
Let's get the link there.
And but
Start dusting off my old fucking mod wings.
right. Oh, and I don't know if you've know this, but we once live, no politics. That
Of
is a
course.
well, that's a rule Chuck and I put in place.
Oh shit, Matthew. Long time no see, Matt.
What's
What's
up,
up?
Matt? Give me a sec. Gotta pop chat back up. Alright, like I said, I find it funny that Tim Pool's having difficulty streaming, but we're getting there. We're getting there. No, that's bad English. Why did I bad English? Is it,
Bad English.
I think it's a NIR live. I think it's proper.
Konbanwa gozaimasu. Let's
Uh,
get the shit show on the road.
well, you've already found the live stream, obviously, so I don't have to. Well, I've been meaning to get back to doing a lot of gaming streams and doing the daily streams and everything. It's just everything going on. Just, you know what I mean? Like, let's just say,
I mean,
we know how political I am. Did we really want me live streaming during the? I would be breaking that rule daily. It's like no politics. Come on. Yeah, let's play some
I think I can.
Vidya.
Yep, there we go.
And talk comics. Talk about geekdom. Just to go geekdom. Because I'm sharing it on
Just
Facebook.
geekdom. Knowing us, you're probably going to ramble onto anything
Well, yeah, I mean, come on.
and everything.
Yeah, this is me we're talking about, bro. Sorry to hear that, Matt. But hey, glad to have you here. Glad to actually be here. You know, getting there and getting everything set back up.
I
And
mean, I've been gone. I've been gone from the. I've been gone from the world of YouTube for like a year.
right. All right. Time to hide the cyst. Cause you know. Oh, wrong one. That. Tuck the cyst back in. Though I am going to be getting dental soon, so this motherfucker will be gone soon. I can't wait. Oh, I so hate it. Just that never-ending ball right here at all times. Like, out.
Bleh.
Yeah, dude, you have no idea. I can't wait for it to be gone. But But instead of being mad about it, instead of being frustrated about it, just adapt and get to where I can get it taken care of. Slow but surely, I will get it taken care of.
You, you want to know who you're starting to remind me of?
Hmm.
You're starting to remind me of, I forgot his name, like his actual name, what his YouTube channel is called, but it's like this old guy who like listens to old music for like the first time and starts like singing them. He did like a great version of singing Highway to Hell for the first time.
Mm. Yeah, that is a good song. And this is coming from a
Uh,
devout Catholic, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good song. Like,
I mean, you can't hate a group of buds going to the promised land.
well, technically the promised land is heaven, but we're not gonna go into that. We're not gonna go into that. That's look like we
uh,
not trying to start that conversation. Mainly because Chuck ain't here. If Chuck was here, yeah, let's have this conversation all day, every day. You know what I mean?
uh, I'm just content with dying over here, being
Eh.
carried by caffeine and nicotine.
Speaking of, I need to get more coffee. Like I'll do that here in a moment once I get a
Oh yeah,
game
how
going.
ironic! How ironic is it that we went from you being the smoker, me being the non-smoker, to you being the non-smoker and me being the smoker?
That is
Well,
funny. Ah,
got
don't get me
full.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. I still have my moments where I'm just like, I need a cigarette, bro. Come on. I actually had one the other like that a day like that the other day. Not a cigarette, but that.
Say eating the chip already.
Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm. I've been I don't. I'm afraid that if I give in once, I'll give in again, and again, and again, and I'll be right
Uh,
back to square one.
you have a good one, Matt. Whatever you're about ready to do.
All right, Matt. Stay safe. I don't know where you're at, but I know I'm snowed in, bro.
Oh my God! Like we had like a 4 day weekend, and all throughout that 4 day weekend, it was like so bad. The trees were icicles, and it looked like there was snow on the ground, but really, it was just the ice being. I mean, the grass just being an ice field.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, not even snow, just straight ice.
Uh, No, here it's literally snow all over the place. It,
Yeah, we missed the memo on the snow. Just got straight ice.
yeah, no. Like the fact that oh, we got a humble Marty in chat.
Oh,
What's up,
Marty,
humble Marty? But
Marty.
no, for us, we rarely get snow like any good snow, and the fact that it snowed like Sunday, good. Like okay, my buddy Ryan and I, we went to mass right because I wasn't working because the snow was supposed to come in. So I was like, all right, I get to go to mass. Sweet. So there's only like a handful of us there, not even playing. But then we went like we come out. He was like, "Let's do rosary in the side chapel so they can lock up the sanctuary real quick." I was like, "Whatever." Like, and then uh, he's like, "Let me," because depending on the rosary we do, like, all right, if I use, I mean,
Yeah.
if I use this book, it's got not just the standard, like let's say today is Tuesday, so it's the sorrowful mysteries, which follow the passion. All right.
All right.
So sorrowful mysteries each day. And we just go to the, you know, the agony in the garden. It has legitimate like uh, prayers you do after each Hail Mary. So
Mhm.
I have okay. I have like I'd say 4 or 5 rosaries hanging from my second monitor. And
Right.
then you could see just right here, just barely, the bottom of a bunch of rosaries because I make rosaries now out of boredom. Hey man, don't hate. Don't hate. I like making rosaries. Reinforces
Hey
my
man,
faith.
we we all got shit we got to do.
Yes, sir. But okay. So you go through once you got to the actual decades of Hail Marys. Like let's say I'd do the do. The way I'd do it is I'd say Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women. Blessed is the fruit of thine womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Then it goes to the prayer in the book, and then or not the prayer, but the actual point within the uh,
Hmm.
passion for this. Then they went to a place that was called Gethsemane, and Jesus said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." Then I'd go to the next, like literally, that was this one. This is the second Hail Mary now over here, and I'd go say my Hail Mary, and then I'd go. He took with him Peter, James, and John. He began to suffer distress and anguish, and he said to them, "My soul is sorrowful even to the point of death. Remain here and keep watch." And what I like about it, it actually has for a lot of these quotes, the actual point within. Oh, got a Dan in the chat
Dan,
too. Right as
God
I
Dan.
and what's funny is Adobe Kroger, and I'm sitting here talking about Catholic,
Like, faith
the,
attracts faith, I guess.
right.
By
Hey,
the way, what's your Minds account? I'm trying to do a Minds post.
oh, I should be Bob Jones Comic Worth.
Bob Jones Comic Wars.
Yes, it should be the old picture that Avid drew of me, like back when I
Okay,
first started the channel.
Bob Jones. Yep, there it is.
Yep. I actually haven't done anything with my mines in like 2 years. I need to get back to mines. We really need to just get off of Twitter. Tell everyone to get off of Twitter. Go to like mines or Gab. Parlor's back up, but let's see if that stays
I've,
up.
I've I've tried Gab and I didn't. I tried Gab when it first was a thing, and I didn't like its UI. So like I would just come back when they like improved, right? And then the fucking
Uh,
owner of the thing just became like a shitbag. I'm like, nah,
well,
I'm good.
well, to be fair, like I'm torn. The free speech individual in me is like, well, you shouldn't. I don't like the idea of censoring. Even I need to put that back on now. All
I
right.
mean, yeah, you can have a thing about porn, and that's understandable, but you just do what Minds does and just have like a built-in like
Mm.
like
Well,
self-censor.
and that's the point I'm making. Like, it's
It is
also
super easy.
really it's also really degenerate behavior to have that on there. So I'm torn because I don't mind it. Like, cause just because I don't reminds me of the posts that used to go around. You don't
Oh,
like.
dude, I fucking love this comparison. By way of comparison to Twitter, Minds is like cuddling up under a warm blanket. I I, I could get behind that 100%, Dan.
Definitely. Well, no, the point I was making
So,
is it reminds me of the old meme that would go around: "Don't want gay marriage, don't get one. Don't want guns, don't buy one. Don't want to do drugs, don't do them.
mhm.
But don't force onto others." Like, part of me is still like that, but at the same time, as a proper Catholic, I'm supposed to advocate against that. And I'm just like torn. My views on freedom versus my views on being trying to be a proper devout Catholic. Very. It's frustrating, but I will get there.
I say I've never been as close to being an absolute anarchist in my time being in the military.
Yeah, these things happen.
Yeah.
These things happen. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to pick to play. It's like I got a bunch of
What
good
what
games.
what options you got?
I got a lot
What
of
do you feel like?
options.
What do you
That's the
feel like playing?
problem. I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm like, I got I got a Dead Effect 2 that a buddy of mine gave me, and it plays a lot like Doom 3. It then I have like, but I also have the 2016 Doom. I still need to get Doom
Speaking
Eternal.
of Josh, we
Ah,
were just talking about you with the GIF.
yes, yes. So check it. Boom, boom, boom. I had to. I had to incorporate it in somehow.
Yeah.
Like, gotta pop the chat back up. And
I just wish you could post more than one picture per post. Yeah, yeah, I could agree with that.
right.
I also don't like how they don't have a private messaging system. You got to do it via mail.
Mm.
I I managed to jury rig a way of doing it with Doctor Science Wizard, where I just made a freaking chat group with just me and him.
Mm.
That's a very redneck way of doing it, but it's like the only way outside of email.
Hey now, what's wrong with rednecks? What you got against us? I'm telling you what, like, at least I ain't a hillbilly. At least it's only my cousin's my wife, not my sister.
Hey, hey man, I'm a Cajun. I'm basically redneck but swamp. I don't care.
Well, not technically. See, you can't say that you're from the swamp of Louisiana if you don't have that Cajun accent, and you don't have that way of talking. You don't have mixing of Creole and English. You know what I'm saying?
That shit has been pretty much bred out of me.
Yeah.
I'm only in it for the food and jazz
Yeah. Yeah, amen. Amen. Uh, I
and
will
Mardi
say,
Gras.
I will say a Cajun woman would have instant access to my heart through my stomach. I'm just saying, because Jumbo's some good shit.
Just to put
Jumbo.
irony's sake out there, I am an introvert. I don't like parties. I hate parades, but I fucking love Mardi Gras. I love Mardi Gras.
You know,
Like I don't know. I just love Mardi Gras.
fuck that, fuck that degenerate cesspool. Show me your
Oh,
tits so
that
I can throw you some
that's
beads.
New Orleans. That's only New Orleans. You go to a small town, Mardi Gras is like a giant ass street fair. It's fun as hell.
Okay, so it's not a. Well,
No, there isn't anything like that. The wildest you're going to see is just like a group of people at a drive-through daiquiri.
gotcha, gotcha. No, dude. Like, what can
Yeah.
I say? That to me, like I said, I don't mind if you like porn. That's your choice, so on and so forth. But that right there, like that, kids live in the cities too. All right, kids can look out their window because a lot of that.
If there's kids living around Bourbon Street, they got one hell of a childhood.
Yeah.
Better childhood than
Well,
me.
from what
Holy
I've been
shit.
told, Bourbon Street has a lot of residential zones around it.
It does. It does.
So I mean, it's wouldn't be that hard for a kid to just be like, come on, man. And on top of that, lead by example. All right. Don't be out there acting a fool. Like, if you want something like that to, to.
I've been to Mardi Gras in New Orleans one time, and I really didn't like it. Like, yeah, Bourbon Street is really good and really fun. There's easy access to bars because Bourbon Street is just one long ass street of bars and clubs. But like that shit's like so packed you could barely walk, and then you got like fight to get inside just to have a drink. It's and then like the floats themselves are weird as all hell. Like for some reason they have like a float every once in a while where instead of throwing shit at you, you throw shit at it. Like what even is that?
uh,
So
reverse.
and, and then you miss the experience of like the small town Mardi Gras because they actually have like boards and commissioners for like the floats and who gets to be like working within the parades, and you actually can like point out like a family member or a friend on the float and like start waving them down to get extra shit. It's,
Gotcha.
New Orleans Mardi Gras is a completely different subpart beast to a small town Mardi Gras.
Hmm. That makes sense. But like, what can I say? Whenever I think of Mardi Gras, that's what I immediately think of.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. That's what Mardi Gras is like known for. But it's you know it's like what's this? I've been to what you could call mini Mardi Gras at Fantasy Fest in Key West, but that's as far as I've gotten. Dude, at some point, I would like to bring y'all to like my hometown of Homa and show y'all what a authentic, great ass small town Mardi Gras is, because you will have a hell of a good time.
Nice. You know what?
Guaranteed.
I know what
Like,
I'll start. I know what I'll start. Screw it. I like it. It's a calming game. All right, I'm gonna get some coffee real quick. Switch back to the GIF.
okay, I'll probably still be here bullshitting with
Oh
people
no, no,
because like
no, no.
I got nothing else to do.
Well, I'm taking you with me per se, you know, because I'm taking the headset and everything. Because why
Yeah.
not? Like,
Oh, okay.
you hear things in the background? Oh well. Get over him.
I've I've only had this monster open for like 2 minutes and it's already almost killed. I'm fucking dead on the inside.
I mean, you live in modern times. That's just par for the course.
Oh, speaking of monster, they came out with like a new flavor like I didn't know about. It's like Monster Gold Ultra. It's actually pretty good. It's made from pineapple, which I hate pineapple, but I liked
I
it.
hate Monster. That's the only energy drink I've been able to actually enjoy and not just kind of be like "Ugh," with is Old Glory.
Never had that. Red Bull, I can barely stomach. Is a thing. Bangs, I'm not too crazy about. I tried Reigns. Reigns are pretty good. I have a Reign every once in a while.
Nice. Give me one moment, real quick. You get control.
Oh boy, okay. How we doing, everybody? Is everybody still here? Dan, Josh, Marty. I know Matt's gone. Matt's been gone. Matt, come back. I missed you. Anyone else done like parades or big parties like that, like communal parties like that anywhere? Like I've been to a few, and none of it comes close to Mardi Gras, at least for me.
Well, that's because like I said, you didn't experience the. Well, we're not gonna go back into that. Just looking for something to snack on. Something just, you know what I mean? I'm not hungry, but I'm peckish.
I just came back from Chow, had a burger and sweet potato fries.
Ooh, that doesn't sound too bad. If I had my,
Early Settlers Day. What the hell is Early Settlers Day?
yeah, I couldn't tell you, but it's probably something stupid.
For that matter, Marty, where the hell are you even from to even have an Early Settlers Day?
Like this is the way I put it.
Sounds like an American thing, but
Well, my fear is it's not.
maybe
It's not. That's my fear. It's one of those. Wait, we're gonna avoid this because I don't want to go into politics. We're streaming, but okay, and it doesn't matter if it's culture. Still, nope, not going into it. I,
I'm just
my
curious
fear.
what the hell exactly is Early Settlers Day. I've never heard of that. That's a new one. That's a new holiday to me.
Man, I wish I had chips. That'd be
I mean,
so
then
perfect.
again, this is modern times where apparently every day is a goddamn holiday of
Right.
something.
Okay, great.
It doesn't. It just makes holidays less special if every day is a holiday of something. It's not how this works.
You're not wrong. I mean, you're really not.
National X, Y, and Z Day. Well, can it just be a day that ends with day?
Yeah, right. Like, no, I get it. Yeah, no, I'll have one of the cinnamon thingies. Cinnamon bread thingies. As long as it
Now you
ain't
got.
lemon, I'm fine. I might even come back for the last raspberry one. As long as it ain't lemon, that's all I'm worried about. I see you two. Goofy dogs. No, one of the things I like about the draft, which is part of the reason why I started it, is that it has such calming music.
Oh, you're playing Raft.
Yes. Why do those keep falling down?
I wonder. I wonder if I could play Raft. Like, I know for whatever reason my computer refuses to play Minecraft, but it does play Factorio for some reason.
Hmm. I haven't played that.
I seriously think just because it's Java Edition. Like,
Mm,
I sincerely believe it's because it's Java Edition. I just haven't tried playing Minecraft.
yeah. Let me move these down here. Maybe that's why.
I wonder, if I were to play Minecraft on my phone, would I be able to cross-platform with PC players?
I don't think
Or is
so.
it just down?
I think it's
Because I
they
saw
they got
there's
a
like,
weird setup. What can I say?
because I saw there's like a Minecraft for mobile. I'm like, I'll get it only if I can cross-platform.
All right. Oh, I have Minecraft on my phone. Why aren't you accepting the game? There.
It
Ah.
refuses.
Yeah, and then it
It refuses
rechanged the Windows resolution
the
again.
resolution.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Well,
I love when it
to be
does
fair,
that.
to
Oh
be
god!
to be fair,
Look at that skybox.
like the to be fair, I am running the game in 4K on my desktop.
No, that's probably the reason why.
Yeah, it's entirely the reason why.
Like 4K is like one of those things the world wants, but it just never prepared for. Like literally nothing works properly with 4K. It's
There we go.
mystifying.
Well, for me, the thing I'm liking about it is it is pretty. It is very pretty. Like
For a game that basically just ocean with every once in a while islands, it is actually a pretty game.
like and in 4K it's even better. Like that's in 1080p. In 4K it's even better.
Isn't there like a game where it looks like a box standard game of its time, maybe somewhat shitty graphics for
Say that again?
the odds for it, and you come to find out, oh, everything looks like shit because it's too goddamn textured. It's too... I think that was a problem with one of the Dark Souls games, like the original one.
Mm.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Want to know what surprised me?
Hmm.
You can play Saints Row 3 actually in 4K.
I think I got Saints Row 3 on in my Steam library. I think might be 2. Or just the one you gotta fight against a construction company? Because I think it's a construction company.
What, Saints Row 3?
Is that Saints Row 3?
No, that's Saints Row 3 is we fight against the Syndicate. I think that's the name of it. It was because it was the
Like,
the
you got
Deckers, the
the
Morning Star, and the Luchadors. All
No,
in
I might be thinking of 2 because the gangs that I'm thinking about are the Jamaican Voodoo guys, the Monster Truck,
That's 2.
Hispanics, and the Triad.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2.
That's 2. Good. It's okay. This is how I generally put it. Like to explain the differences in the games.
Oh, dude, like Saints Row 1 and 2 is a completely different game from Saints Row 3 and 4.
Well, Saints Row. The way I put it is Saints Row 2 had a lot more to do. I think would be a good way of putting it. It had a lot more stuff that you could do. Had a lot more various. I wanted 2 has the better gameplay. 3's story though I love. Just because I like the whole like concept of 3 being revenge for Johnny Gat. Like I remember the first time I played 3 and they killed Johnny Gat, dude. I was like, how could you? You just killed Johnny Gat! Oh.
Yeah, the death of Johnny Gat was out there.
Mm.
And then you fucking could play him or someone else in hell. It's like, what?
You play, no, what it is in 4 they bring him back. And what was funny is I said to a buddy of mine, I was like, watch, they're gonna find a way to bring Johnny Gat back because they fucked up. Yep. Because in 4 oh, well, he was abducted. And it's like, and it's because they listen to the fans. The fans are like,
The
"How could you kill Johnny Gat, man? How could you kill Johnny Gat?"
is it ironic that it felt more of a blow with Aisha's death than Johnny Gat's death?
Mm, for me, it was Aisha's death. I saw coming. Like, and at the same time, to be fair, I played two first.
But then again,
Like, okay, I played the
Aisha,
first one
Aisha's
first.
death was better.
I completed two first. I think it's a better way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
I never did the story for one for the longest time, and then when I finally did do the story, oh man, oh man, like it's best way to put it. One and two, like they are two different games in of themselves.
Mm.
Like little thing, but the thing about one is they took what worked from one and then added to it, and that's what I liked about it. Like to
Mm.
me, that was always the best thing that they could have done because it showed that they were trying to separate themselves from Grand Theft Auto, and one of the things that really, to me, made Saints Row 2 far superior than Grand Theft Auto 4 was Saints Row 2 did what made Grand Theft Auto fun. It was silly. It was stupid. It wasn't like.
It didn't take itself too seriously, while in some cases did.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like a light Yakuza, where it does have its gangster drama, but for the most part, it kind of does its own silly thing to keep you entertained
Mm,
and engaged.
which is what you want anyway.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing I was
Speaking of
definitely
that,
pleased about.
I should get back into Yakuza.
I have a couple of them. Oh, I was about to be like, oh, my game froze. No.
I I love me some Yakuza, and I was serious in one of my tweets where I said I will not be satisfied in my Japanese lessons until I can flawlessly sing Baka Mitai and actually understand what the fuck I'm saying. I only know I only got a few phrases actually down. Of course, one of those is the fucking the meme part.
Dude, what's funny is I went and picked up some learn Japanese games actually on Steam.
Oh, really?
Yes, like I said, dude.
Oh, they actually got some learn Japanese games on Steam. Actually, I'm
Yeah,
not surprised about
like
it.
I
Do they cost anything?
it's I think it's actually meant the ones I have. I'm not sure which one you're supposed to do first,
Mm-hmm.
yes, they do cost. I got them actually a bundle of them on Humble Bundle, of course, because why not?
Because like like despite me being like as dead on the inside as the entire collective of Red Letter Media,
Uh,
I'm still very motivated. I'm still very motivated to learn Japanese. I just can't stand Duolingo for the life of me.
at least you can learn languages. Like that's my problem. I could you sit down and expect like teach me math, science, things like that. I will pick it up. Any like languages and whatnot. Nope. Music like
I,
instruments and
I was
whatnot.
actually I was actually surprised I was actually able to catch on to Japanese pretty well. Like I haven't retained everything that I've learned thus far, but I've memorized a few characters and how they're supposed to be pronounced.
Well, of course you
I
have it. You
haven't really gotten to the point to where I can, say words outside of some very common ones quite yet, but I can at least look at some characters like, oh yeah, that's
oh no,
that
I'm
character.
dying. I'm
But
dying. Oh.
that's only in hiragana. I haven't gotten into katakana or kanji yet.
Gotcha.
It's only with hiragana. Hey, dude, I've gotten so deep into my lessons. I've actually like downloaded the virtual keyboards on both my iPhone and my laptop, so I
Nice.
can actually like type phonetically. I could actually type some words out.
Hey, there you
Like,
go.
watch, type I'll type something in the chat real quick.
I mean,
Um, Hon ban wa gozai mas. No, wait, something's fucked up here.
eh,
Ah, gozaimasu. Konban wa gozaimasu. Boop. There we go.
mm,
That means good evening.
good evening, sir. How may I help you today? Oh, speaking of, so, ah, so, where is it? Get off my boat! Get off, oh, I don't even have a spear. I will eat.
And I'm only really doing Japanese because I'm just becoming more and more invested in Japanese media than Western media, so I just want to be able to actually like understand my entertainment without need of a third party.
Bruh, speaking of, like, so I,
That that and because there was like a whole ass thing about this really great Japanese artist who has this aesthetic as all hell design with Native American culture drawings
mm,
that were so good and unique. I've never seen anything like it, and people were bitching up a storm about because it's a non-native drawing native things, and
we're
they're
not,
going and the artist was talking about how they're like taking time to like think stuff over. I'm like, okay, I want to learn Japanese because I want to talk to this artist and just give as much praise as goddamn possible because I swear to God, you will never see artwork that unique in your goddamn life.
please stop that.
It was so
Please.
good.
Like,
It was so good.
just like one of the things I've been trying to break myself of doing this. Please don't take the Lord's name in vain. It's like just because I'm trying to reinforce myself. I don't even like it when I hear other YouTubers do it. It's just literally because I have a bad habit of doing it myself. Like I'm not trying to be
Sorry,
that guy.
I'll try, but
No, no.
like, I'll try, but I can guarantee you it's probably still gonna happen.
Oh yeah, it happens with me. It happens with me too. I'm not. That's the. I'm trying to. Literally, it's a lot of habits I'm trying to change because I'm
See, Mari knows exactly what I'm talking about. Mari knows exactly who I'm talking about.
nice. Like,
I, I I want an RPG with that artwork so bad. It's so good.
right there we go.
It is so good. I
Whoopsie.
never knew. I never knew I needed a native, like a native witch anime girl in my life until I saw
Right.
that picture.
Oh, dude,
It was so good.
there's a lot of things you never know you need until you see them. It's like the Sonic movie. You never like. I wasn't sure what the Sonic movie.
I still need to see that movie. Apparently, it's actually pretty good.
It is amazing, dude. Oh, dude. Like,
God, I need to see it.
wait. The fact that I'm singing it praises should say something. All right.
I know.
Uh,
And this comes from me, a Sonic fan. I've not
uh
seen the Sonic movie.
like,
Uh,
dude, I saw like I wasn't sure what to expect and so on. And man, like,
I got
and
like almost all the like. I don't have any of the modern Sonic games, but I used to have all the Sonic games, and I want to see them.
dude, I
I used to
have a.
buy all the collection releases on like the GameCube and shit.
Oh yeah, dude. Haha, you missed me.
I had all the adventures, including 06.
Hmm.
And to be fair, with 06, like the characterizations of the characters weren't so bad. That was probably like the best Shadow has been. Like even accounting for Shadow the Hedgehog, like people like to meme about it, but Shadow the Hedgehog was actually a pretty good game in my opinion.
I haven't
But
played
that
it.
was like
Wasn't
the
it
best.
like Sonic first-person shooter?
No. It's all just like the title, it's all about Shadow, right? But Shadow doesn't play by the rules. He will pick up a gun and kill someone if he feels like it, right?
Okay.
But you can just completely forego the weapons, but the weapons were pretty fun though. The
Mm,
weapons are actually pretty fun. They're a bitch to aim because the aiming is sort of like tank controlly. Like when you just like beam shadow, it's like perfectly fine, but when you're trying to shoot, you gotta aim like you're using tank controls.
gotcha.
But it's not first person shooter. It's
Gotcha.
like it's kind of weird to talk about the perspective of shadow. Sonic games pretty much have like their own camera perspective. Can we call it Sonic perspective?
Why not?
Like it's not like it's third person, but it's not over the shoulder. It's not behind the back. It's not isometric. It's not a bird's eye or over the top.
Yeah.
It's its own perspective.
Yeah.
That's kind of like one of the things I like about Sonic. It has its own camera perspective.
Well,
Cool.
the one of the things I always liked about Sonic Adventure and whatnot, like the first one, uh, what's funny is I only had the demo for
I
Sonic Adventure.
got the director's cut of the one.
I got them both actually on my Steam, cause
Nice.
the first one, oh man, I spent too many hours playing that game. Like the fact that they like, all right, so the if I remember right, they kept the chows, but the chows aren't the same.
I'll never let go. It's a one-way track. See how long is the best? God, just the soundtracks for Sonic are so good.
Right? No, no. For
But yeah, the chows in the first game, they were interesting, but they didn't really do much. But in number two, oh boy, they were like some of the funnest parts.
well, it depends. If you had the VMU that you used with you had to have the ones with the screen and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, that's when the chows were a lot of fun because then you could do little mini games to get your chows leveled up and everything, and that affected how your chows would be and like. Oh man, dude, it was great. It was
Dude,
so
man,
great.
I love doing chow racing and chow fu.
Like,
It was so fun.
see, I still say what
It,
Sega needs to do, they
it,
need to make a
it,
Dreamcast 2 and make a VMU 2. Like, oh, you got
like
memory cards that are a thing of
imagine
the past? Well, guess what, bitches? We're bringing them back, but we're bringing them back with our flair. This time they're gonna be more like, oh, what do we got over here? I don't think
imagine my face as a teenager going back into Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Like as a kid, just playing the game and messing with the chows, and then me as a teenager going back into it and realizing, wait a minute, there's a Chow Hell and Heaven Gardens? What?
I know, right? Like, dude, that's what, if you ask me, that's what really made the Sonic games like the Sonic Adventure games, just the Dreamcast in general. Let's just like I was talking to Cuts earlier, like I was telling you about the Dreamcast, and I stand by this, and I have stood by this for years. The only reason why the Dreamcast tanked it was because it didn't have a DVD player, and people were too stupid to realize, because of their own ignorance, they didn't actually give anyone who had a Dreamcast the time of day to listen to them when they were like, oh no, the Dreamcast is great, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
they didn't listen to those guys. They guys are like DVD better. It's like no, dude. The Dreamcast pumped better graphics than the PS2 for most of the PS2's life. It pumped better graphics than the Xbox for most of the Xbox's life.
Mm-hmm.
Like Shenmue is proof of that. Shenmue had like literal veins and whatnot on Ryo Hazuki's hand.
Really?
Yes, like oh man, that
Yeah. Most modern games don't even do fucking veins.
uh-huh. Like you'd have his hand in front of like you'd go to pick up a phone, you'd see his hand, you'd actually see veins on the hand.
Nice.
Really? Pretty that ah
And
anyway.
apparently, going back to Sonic being somewhat related to our shared interest, apparently the new Sonic comics are actually pretty good
I'm not sure, I haven't
too.
checked them out. And
Was it like Sonic Archie comics? No, no.
but I do know when it comes to Sonic. I am looking forward to the sequel.
They're making a sequel already?
Yep, it's already been announced. It got announced the other day.
Nice. Well,
But I mean, not that with
man,
a release date of next year, mind you.
what's who was playing Eggman? Jim Curry?
Yeah, he even stated
He,
in interviews he's like,
he
I'll put on a fat suit. I'll play proper Eggman. Like,
uh,
oh
it, it, will he come back as Eggman?
yeah, he's already stated he would. He stated that
Nice.
right after the first one released, and he was. What's funny is I remember all the memes about the first
Because I
one.
heard he was actually a pretty good
He was a
Eggman.
fantastic Robotnik, dude. Like he's got that right amount of deliriousness that Robotnik had.
Oh yeah, I definitely would not like. Well, like Jim Curry is like one of those zany villain types, right?
Hmm.
I would have no doubt he would pull it off.
Oh yeah, dude.
I just didn't know he could pull off Robotnik's brand of zany because Robotnik's brand of zany is like on a whole other level.
Well, it's the best way to describe it. It's unique. Like he doesn't do straight regular Robotnik, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think they're trying to have him grow into being proper Robotnik.
Oh yeah, because does he only get like the Robotnik haircut and mustache because of an accident that happened in the movie?
It's because he got stuck on Mushroom Planet.
Oh yeah, I guess they're doing this thing where Sonic's like an alien or something.
Yeah, well, it's hard to explain. Like you'd have to actually see the movie to really
Sonic lore is crazy.
like. But it is.
Like you wouldn't know that Sonic was the one that taught Tails how to be like an engineer and fly a plane, but Tails taught Sonic how to do the homing maneuver.
Right.
It's kind of weird.
Well, and I'll tell you this: that Tails does make an appearance.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard Tails does show up. But I want to know is in two, will any other Sonic character show up? Like, will we see Rouge, Big, Shadow, Amy? That's what I want.
Right.
Knuckles. Oh my god. How can you have a Sonic anything without the crew of Tails and Knuckles?
Man, I hope they add in the robot. I don't remember his name, but
Ooh, Gamma.
yes, they got to add in the robot too because he was one of the best parts of.
No, not Gamma, not Gamma. Omega. It's Omega.
Like, I'm bad with names. Y'all know that.
I think.
Well, I'm not even trying to act like I remember. Alright. Trying to get everything. What's funny is normally this would not be a problem, but because my light's right there. Ah.
Yeah.
But if I want good video quality, I gotta have it
Yeah,
there.
Omega. E123 Mega.
Yep.
Well, not E123. That designation changes depending on its form. It's just Omega.
But either
Dude,
way.
Omega's like one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah.
He was also like my favorite story. One of my favorite stories in Sonic Adventure.
Well, it's because that's why I liked him. It's because he had a very unique.
It
I
was
like
that one, and unironically Amy's, because like it's such a simple thing. It's just Sonic's levels but backwards, and with like a few changes here and there, but it was still pretty.
Dude, that was no. What I would like, I wish I could like I need to get me a working Dreamcast again, or figure out a way to get my old Dreamcasts fixed. Notice the plurality in that statement. Dreamcasts fixed.
And of course, like even though I used to enjoy fishing games when I was a kid, I didn't like the big levels.
But no,
Fishing for froggy was not fun.
I don't blame you, dude.
That was pretty annoying. Again, even though I did enjoy a little fishing games when I was a kid, I didn't big levels.
Like, oh, dude, that's okay. On my PlayStation Classic, I got the thumbstick, mind you. That's over at a friend's house because, well, they kind of their computers went down.
Yeah.
And lifetime warranty at least, so it's not like it's gonna. They're out of couple of their computers and everything. They're fine,
Mm.
but I lent them my laptop and everything. Like the whole idea I'm having with what I'm planning on using the laptop for is once I start having basically
Start emulating.
well able to stream certain games off of the computer, because remember, I don't know if they finally got a lot of the problems fixed, but beforehand there was a lot of issues with
I'm going to laugh if we spend this whole time just talking Sonic.
I mean, it wouldn't be the perfect.
I, I, I just love Sonic. I just unabashedly, unironically love Sonic.
I'm actually not a big Sonic fan. Never have been.
Really?
Yep. I thought like Sonic Adventures was fun, but the Sonic Classics. It's because I wasn't okay. Back in the day, it wasn't the Dreamcast.
He wasn't a big Sega fan?
No, I was a Nintendo guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing that always that I guess you could say I found comical about the classic Sonic games is they were just not my type of game. Like for that generation, I'd say I played more of shit like Final Fantasy, Legend of Gaia, Link's Awakening.
More into RPGs, not tactical speed games,
Mm,
tactical speed platformers.
yeah.
Like Sonic is literally a game built for platforming speedrunning. That's literally the whole. And even though I'm not a speedrunner, I love it for that. Though we haven't had a really good Sonic game that really capitalized on that aspect. There's not really a whole lot of games you can easily speedrun in modern Sonic.
Yeah.
We were kind of phasing out of that when we moved to 3D because it's harder to develop tactical speed platformers in a 3D environment rather than 2D.
Well, what I was actually like, my thing is I've always had a weak spot for Metroidvanias. Always. That's always.
Metroidvanias.
Yes, like, oh dude, I have like, I'd say a good 7 or 8 of them installed on my computer right now. Like different Metroidvanias. Because I just like that, like, believe me, that's what I was actually planning on playing originally. I was like, play a little bit of Raft. I haven't played that in a while.
Speaking of that, I really want to get into. Really want to play Hollow Knight.
I heard that was a good one actually.
Oh, it's a great ass one.
Like, I'm
So much.
when it comes to, like I said, okay, am I out of wood? No wood.
It's like
No.
a perfect combination of. It's pretty good.
You broke up, so I don't know what you said. I got it was a perfect combination of. Then that was it.
Yeah, the perfect combination of Metroidvania and Dark Souls.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, it's like a Metroidvania Souls.
I have. Gotta check out
like it's Souls in the way of having like roguelite aspects with losing currency on debt, but also using currency to do other things, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to try and explain because it does a few things rather uniquely.
Metal Unit. That's one I was trying to think of. I have one similar called Metal Unit.
Ah, okay. I thought you almost said Metal Gear. I'm like, oh, I wish I could play Metal Gear 2 as well.
Not Metal Gear 2.
I haven't played.
Either
I haven't
OG
played.
Metal Gear, all right. Like, or I should
It's
say
been a
Metal
long
Gear
time.
Solid. OG Metal Gear Solid, all right.
Which is basically Metal Gear 2, yeah.
Well, you have Metal. Well, technically, that you're not wrong, because Snake's Revenge was technically not meant to be a sequel. It was actually meant to be its own game that had nothing to do with Metal Gear. That's why
Yeah.
The name of the game was Snake's Revenge.
Yeah.
And then
It I've played any Metal Gear game as well. I would like to get back into Metal Gear. One of my favorite translated series from like the Hololive Japanese VTubers is Picora playing like almost all of the Metal Gear games because goddamn she just became a giant ass Kojima fangirl at the end of most of the games.
well,
Like so much so, no, it's so much so that she like carries over Metal Gear references. And
nice. One sec.
it's hilarious.
Thought I heard a beep of my headset dying, so I want to double check.
Okay.
Like, nah, dude.
And like it gets into some esoteric references like taming a parrot and calling it the end.
Yeah, that's comical.
Yeah. And then accidentally killing her pet parrot, like she killed the end's parrot in the game.
So what is this?
What's up?
What is this you're talking about? Like I know it's a web series, but I didn't catch the name.
Oh, I was talking about Pecora, one of the girls from Hololive.
Oh,
The
Hololive.
yeah, the Japanese VTuber idol company.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't follow none of that. Like the
Oh
the
yeah. Oh dude, Hololive fucking exploded lately. Like
you,
they're like they got like 18 or 20 girls and about like 5 guys in Japan. They had a branch in China, but that got closed down. They got 6 in Indonesia and 5 English ones that kind of live all over the place. I think 2 of them live in America, a couple, and I think the rest live in Japan, but they speak perfect English. Well, one sort of perfect English. She's kind of trilingual, but I think she grew up in Germany.
mm, no. Oh, give me a sec. My bit of a brain fart. No. Oh, so I came across a new manga the other night. I suggested it to animator Josh already. Called Love Lucky, I think is the name of it. All I gotta say is it starts out a lot of like kind of fan servicey, see a little bit of, but man,
Yeah,
it doesn't go full hentai, but man, by the once I'd say around
it gets
halfway,
pretty close.
pretty close, but it was still a damn good read, dude. It was still the one thing
Yeah.
I. Is it sad that I kind of have to kind of give hentai like its own category? I want to call it smut, but I can't because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of hentai that is legitimate art, has amazing stories that you're just kind of like you'd be sitting there
Surprisingly, yes. Surprisingly, yes.
like I'm just kind of like what I oh
Like porn with actual quality storytelling.
mhm
What?
yeah I know like
Looking unheard.
yeah
And
unheard of here
Of course, Japan is like weird in that aspect where they have like a stigma and taboo with pornography, but they don't have that with working in pornography.
yeah
Like over here in the West, if it's known that you worked in porn, like banks won't do businesses with you. You won't not allowed to like do like any like charity work involving children, like any of that shit. Meanwhile, you go to Japan, like you'll find out that like a lot of popular anime and manga series were like done by former hentai artists, and no one gives a shit.
yeah
No one gives a shit.
because of the fact that they
Like
were
what?
done right and they
And
understand. Well, it's because the
oh
people
yeah,
had
and
talent.
also if you're like a porn actor or porn actress, but you do like voice work in games, you like 9 times out of 10 you'll never get any credit for it because they don't want your name attached to them, even though they used your voice because they made a character that you fit perfectly for because they're a very like suggestive, lewd, or debaucherous character, but yet they just don't want to be associated with you because you worked in porn.
Right.
Stupid ass shit.
All right, I'm doing this. Screw it. the camera's got to go mainly because I can't stand that light anymore. Oh no, that light literally just in the eyes constantly after like an hour. I'm just like, I'm done. It's starting to give me a headache, like literally.
We just get to see the
The pounding piston.
beautifulness.
Yes.
Like,
Thank you, Josh. Oh,
was
my
this
best
like
friend. My
was this
best
like
friend.
30 frames of Angry Bob Jones?
I don't know. All I know is no. All I gotta say is right now that was made my day yesterday. But no, all I gotta say is my best friend right now. No, I've been getting migraines a lot lately,
hmm
and so
Well, one of my MOST buds tried to give me like caffeine pills because I was just like dead one day. I'm like, fuck it, I'll try a caffeine pill. I never tried one before. I need some energy to stay up. Shit did fucking nothing to me.
right.
Like,
Well,
I'm so used to goddamn caffeine pills don't fucking work.
well, you're talking to the guy who drinks coffee like it's going out of style. Oh,
That's pretty much me too.
like I've been drinking coffee all day. My buddy Brian was like, "You should give up coffee for Lent." And I thought about it too. And I was like, "Man, do I really want to do that to people? Does anyone want to deal with me without my coffee?" I just figured for my first Lent I'd just give up candy. I think that's a good starter uh fast for Lent.
Probably.
Not too
And
hard.
we have officially reached the 1 hour mark of live streaming.
Nice.
Woo.
Definitely. Oh no. What I find funny. Speaking of, hey Josh, you still in chat? I hope he is.
Not sure. Chat kind of died, not really being active.
I see that. But no, it's
I hope they're all.
well, no, what I thought was funny is I remember that a month and a half ago, something like
Mhm.
that. I'm sitting there watching Timcast IRL, and he's like, and Tim's like, and this super chat from Josh the Amazing Animator. uh,
Did Josh simp for Tim?
well, he had an actual
Josh, are you
conversation.
simp?
It was after the election. It might have been like November, December, but dude, you know I
hmm
still watch Tim, and I still say you give him a like you went a little too hard on him. Now, is there a argument that can be made that he tends to try to hug the fence a little too much? I'd agree with that, but at the same time, I'm like, I mean,
Dude, my lack of ability to care at this point is pretty much dead. I don't even care anymore.
right.
Uh,
But no, it was
oh,
still
Marty's
funny.
still here.
I saw
Hey,
that.
Marty.
Well, it's because Marty's like the true homie. Marty's like, hey, don't worry, guys. I got your back. I'll at least be a viewer. I'm surprised Neostar ain't here. That really surprised
Art,
me.
Art Gorgonite.
Uh huh. Well, from
Normally, normally Gorgonite likes to get into anything I'm a part of.
from
The-
last I heard, he was having trouble with his YouTube, like the actual
Oh, really?
YouTube itself. Like for some reason, his account was just giving him shit constantly.
That,
Not banned, not any of that. Just refusing to actually let him watch videos and shit.
that's interesting.
Yeah. Like I was just
Yeah,
like,
that's how we all should move to mines. We all should move to BitChute. BitChute doesn't have this.
eh. Dude, the only reason why I still use YouTube is because why not? It's eventually YouTube is very
YouTube's easier to get videos onto, but BitChute's easier to have fan interaction and fan
yeah,
payment.
right.
Like, you don't have to do like 50 different things on YouTube to pay your favorite content creator. You just go onto BitChute and just click on their links and you go to like their Patreon or PayPal or whatever.
Right. No, that's
So much simpler.
yeah, but you know, As I said in my Batman the Animated Series video, there's only like 5 people who actually watch my content. And I'm being a bit exaggerating, but I mean, it's
Do
still
you say that when on my YouTube screen says 5 people are watching this live stream?
right now.
Yeah, 5 people watching now.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
One of them including me.
Yep. And Humble Marty, like I said, I'm surprised Neostar's not here. Like,
Neostar's probably busy with something.
mm,
He's been trying to double down on his own comic stuff.
yes, Riser Man.
Yep.
What did I just knock over?
I,
Oh, yeah.
I should actually get back to doing my own comic stuff. I've just been so dead on the inside. I barely got the motivation for much of anything.
Well, my problem is, and it's something I need to push through, is the basically, how do I explain this? I have been having the issue of everything I do. I, it's just not good enough. Like, whether it's drawing, writing, whatever, I just get frustrated and get mad because I'm better than that. I know I'm better than that, but I just can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just and just kind of like I'm gonna just sit here and goof off, play some video games or something. Most of the time, I just end up sitting here in front of my computer working on rosaries, just kind of like bit. Part of me, I'm like, let me bring back my daily live stream, at least on my days
It's
off.
something. Just something to do.
Well, no, it's I need to get back into it, and like really, I don't. I only. All right, so like we were talking about before our live stream, my suspected reason why my channel was growing and then all of a sudden stopped.
Yeah.
Well, the thought I was having is, it's partly my fault. Actually, it's all my fault. You know what I mean? Type deal. That's how it started. Like, it's partly my fault. No, it's actually all my fault because you know what? I wasn't putting out
The
content regularly. I don't put out content regularly. I'm trying to get better at it. At least one video a week if I can, at least. And I'm trying
and it
to.
doesn't help your like this isn't your fault. It's more YouTube's fault, but you shooting yourself in the foot of not being monetized because you're not monetized. YouTube just doesn't bother promoting or
Mhm.
branding you.
Mhm. Well, that and I did a lot of political stuff early on in the channel.
Oh yeah, that definitely doesn't help matters.
Mhm. So, and like I said, I did it to myself. I did it to myself. No
Mm.
point in trying to say it's, whoever's it not. Failure should always rest at the person's feet. Regardless if other people were involved, it's your own fault for surrounding yourself with people who would rather trip you up and see you fail, or and cause you to fail, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
over people who lift you up and try to make sure you succeed. Like, that is something I've come to kind of realize is that that was my own fault. I did that to myself. I didn't do what I needed to do to make sure that the channel was succeed. I didn't put out content constantly. I let little things like, well, individuals pretty much, best way I can put it, I let other
The
people's
best of you.
success. No, I was gonna say I let other people's success and my failures hold me back instead of seeing their success and going, I can do that too. I
Right.
instead went, you know what I mean? Well, so I guess I'm not entertaining. I mean, I really don't feel I am at this point, but that's besides the point.
Mm-hmm.
If I think I'm not entertaining, then I'm not entertaining because I am not putting forth an effort.
To be.
Yes, does that make sense? I'm just letting it. Letting
Oh yeah, oh,
I'm tripping myself up at that point. There we go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Shooting yourself in the foot before the race even begins.
Exactly. And that was what I had to really figure out. Dude, like our last couple years since I finally got the job at the theater and everything, I've been slowly getting myself back to where I need to be. Did that make sense?
Hmm.
Like, and it's one of those. Like I said, I let things get to me, and I needed to stop doing that, and I didn't know how, and now I'm finally starting to get that. Things still bother me. I still have my moments where I'm just like a never-ending rage monster and whatnot, but not as bad as I was a couple years ago.
Hmm.
So I will take it. I will freaking take it.
Hey man, a victory is a victory.
Well, not even, I haven't even accomplished any victories yet. I've just been slowly but surely getting my head right so I can get those victories. You can't, you can't move forward if you're constantly looking backwards. And that's one of the things I've been trying to do. Is I've been trying to stop looking backwards, looking at everything I've done wrong over the years,
Hmm.
and been trying to look forward and go, okay, how do I accomplish this? To quote Tom McDonald, dude, his song "I Don't Care," he's got a line in there. Yep, baby steps. But he's got a line in his song where he's talking about how he's done everything independent and everything, and he will like you can't be held back. He will get it if he wants it, and that's the
Yeah.
attitude I need to have. Like I let everything get to me, and that held me back, and that's something I think everybody could learn from. Stop letting the little shit get to you. Whether you realize it or not, when you let that little shit get to you, when you let the I guess you could say negative feelings, the self doubt, and so on and so forth get in there, it instantly takes root. It's like, and it's so hard to shake off. So you have to be like, no, no, and force yourself to work through those insecurities. And that goes for everything, dude.
Hmm.
I it's just like with drawing. It's one of the memes I came across the other day that I really liked. It was a not a meme, but it was a clip from a manga that someone posted. Let me get it to come up. I'll read it to you. Come on. Do 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 do. And all right. Let's see. There isn't a single author who can honestly say that they are satisfied with their final work. Given a limited time, anyone can create a masterpiece, but they are required to work under deadlines. Whenever you draw a line you don't like, you'll want to redo it. You'll always be thinking adding better lines and jokes. But in order to keep your deadline, a pro will be able to tell when he has to call it quits. I know it's always a tough decision to make, but all you need to do is take all your dissatisfaction and regrets and implement the fixes the next time around. Then you'll keep moving towards the level of a pro. That is why it's so important for you to make it in time for this one. But you get
Yeah.
the like it that's good advice. It's like stop trying to be a perfectionist, step back,
Yeah.
and try harder on the next one.
Um, all great things are created under pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's like I said, it's just a matter of being willing to step back and let the frustration, the dissatisfaction at my work and everything go. And just okay, I can do better on the next one. That I mean, I just also got to just stop. when I'm sitting here not doing anything, not even making rosaries, I should just bust out the Wacom, even since it's hooked up at all times.
Yeah.
Well, I got me one of those because a couple of the USB ports on my computer,
Mm-hmm.
or my case, I should say, has gone out. I ended up buying me a one of those multi-port things, a good one.
Oh
So
yeah.
so I now have my webcam, Wacom, and a couple other things because the 4 one hooked up
Mm-hmm.
at all times, so I don't have to switch back and forth my Xbox controller. That's what it was.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, but that's the whole point I'm making, though. You have to be willing to make those. You have to be willing to push through that. And that's something I should have. I wished I'd learned early on, and I'm still trying to like solidify it. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
It's why like one of the dumbest things I have seen that people will try to do is they'll try to change, make all these drastic changes in their life all at once, and a lot of it doesn't work like that. Fix
Change
one
is
thing
gradual.
at a time. Once you have one thing fixed, once you're good at doing one thing and it's solidified into your being, then you move on to the next. It's slow. It's not overnight. It's like I've take for instance me trying to fix my work history.
Quick change is a cope. Gradual change is real.
Mhm.
Gradual change is effort.
Mhm. Exactly.
If you're trying to change overnight, you're coping with something bad that's happening with something that's even worse. But when you change over time, you're actually fixing the issue.
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Just for those who, that would annoy. Because I do have to troll every now and then. But, yeah, dude. And that's one thing I do think I need to talk more about on my channel. Is like, look, dude, if you're having these issues, man, I get it. I really do. It's not a simple thing to fix. But self accountability is also required. If you're unwilling to be self accountable, if you're unwilling to hold yourself to any form of standards, then you have no standards and you're willing to do anything. And that's a
As
problem too.
as my sergeants would say, you just gotta get out of your feelings.
Hmm. Not easy, but it can be done. See, I'm trying to still, trying to figure out what I'm going to play now. I'm just kind of meh. Trying to wait for the Excedrin to kick in. I wasn't playing, dude.
Hmm.
Like I said,
Hmm.
it generally takes 2 Excedrin migraine for headache for my migraines to go away. And even then, sometimes it doesn't work. Like
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't have migraines to the level of like Lenore though. She gets bad migraines.
Apparently, my buddy Robert, I used to play Stellaris and StarCraft 2 with all the time. But then, for instance, like high school, he gets massive headaches like every day. He actually had to like keep a note on him at all times to like give to his teachers and shit, so he can take like painkillers in in the middle of class to deal with.
Yeah, it's bruh.
Things like chronic migraines or something.
Hmm. It's for me. I don't know what happened. I just started getting them within the last like year and a half. Slowly but surely, I just started getting more and more migraines.
Sounds pretty fatal to me. We have to decapitate. We have to, surgically remove your head for your own safety.
Do we have head and jar technology like in Futurama?
Trial runs.
Yeah, I'll wait until that's perfected. I'll let the celebrities go first. Like just like with the Rona vaccine. You guys can go ahead and take that hit for me. I'll gladly watch. What do you think's gonna happen? I don't know. Let's find out. Did he just
uh,
turn into a zombie? Maybe. Maybe.
you, you know, it's just a spare chromosome.
Right.
You always gotta have the spare.
Right. I. But you know that's at the same time. I think that's something that a lot of like. I guess you could say. For me, I just try to have a laugh
Does
about
this
this shit.
technically count as political? I don't know. Well, according to people, everything's political. So fuck it.
Oh
Everything's
God.
political.
Oh God. Don't play. Don't play humble. That is scary. That is
Bring us
beyond
as a
scary.
floating
I still find it funny. She's all like, all supposed to be super
Captain,
woke and feminist and this, that, and the other. Then goes on.
Captain Marvel's here to stay, bitches.
Yeah, well, Captain Marvel's part of why the MCU is dying. So Spider-Man and everything else they're doing. Like, I mean, come on.
Well,
Like,
Iron Man was already dying because they keep goddamn resetting Peter Parker every freaking series.
mm,
Fucking tired. I'm just tired of Spider-Man. Like, I like Spider-Man. I hear a new thing is happening with him, but then it's just like Peter Parker is once again back in school. I'm like, oh god, for the umpteenth millionth time.
yo, that's not even what really bothers me. All right. Okay. The best way I can put it. First off, humble Marty, I don't know who Jared Larson is, and I'm kind of scared to know, but uh, no,
Is that like a combination of Jared Leto and Brie Larson?
uh, well, no. What I find funny is okay, Brie Larson is an attractive woman. I am not gonna lie and say she isn't,
Mm-hmm.
but she's got a horrible personality. She thinks she's better than everybody, and she's a hypocrite. She sits there and complains about things like male gaze and whatnot, and then goes on national television wearing a dress or top or whatever that's got like half her boobs sticking out on each side, and it's like you complain about male gaze, but you do things to purposely get the male gaze.
Yeah, I guess she profits from it.
All right.
She profits off of the male gaze and profits off complaining about the male gaze.
And yet,
That's what
those who actually are consistent with their values and ideas are called grifters.
it's whatever.
Yep. Yep. Eh.
It is what it is.
That is no freaking lie.
Right now, I'm just laughing to the bank about how apparently shit the High Republic is. Like, even got laughed off at screening.
Oh, dude.
It's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. Let me tell you.
Dude. It's not just that. Okay? What I find funny. I need to do this. And there we go. But what I find funny.
Shit not working or something.
Oh, no, no. I guess I've had to bring back up. Alright. You
What
son of
the
a.
hell is this game?
Everspace.
Oh yeah, I've seen some ads for this.
I know the second one just came out, but I'm kind of worried that it's not going to be nearly as good as this one because they're trying to do too many things at once. And it's alright, I need things to fly around while I recharge. Screw it!
You know, I don't want to talk too much about VTubers because that's just my own personal vortex into a hellhole I don't want to like other people down into, but I like recently found out that Cora, one of my favorites, has played is playing a series of Monster Rancher 2, and I just been in a mood to play Monster Rancher all over again, but I don't have the games anymore. I got 4 for the PS2, but my
Well,
PS2 isn't working properly.
well, what made Monster Rancher series oh, that's why. That's why it looked weird. I'm glad I thought about it or got looking at the second screen. Dude.
I just found it a far more unique and interesting Pokemon.
Well, not. It's because your music was how you got
Your
creatures.
music, your DVDs, your other game discs. Dude, dude, man, I used like the Avengers to make a monster in Monster Rancher 4.
Nice.
So good. I was making like a monster out of Mass Effect. It's like, Tecmo, what the hell?
Mhm.
How could you go bankrupt with this gold mine?
A lot of people didn't know about it, dude. It's like that's the
I
problem with
just
the Monster Rancher
love.
series was it was
I
one of
just
those games that if you
love.
didn't know about it,
You were never going to hear about it.
it.
You were never ever going to see it anywhere.
Mhm.
I am. This is the only time I will say I was privileged to have grown up on Monster Rancher because that was my shit. Love Monster Rancher.
Oh, dude. A friend of mine showed it to me, and I was like, "Oh, that is cool." And that's what got me to be like, "All right, I'm down."
Dude, man, I wish someone would take the idea of Monster Rancher and just do it again. I would be so down for that. I will go bankrupt to help finance that.
Right. Well, that's
It's like,
okay. Did you hear about? There's a rumor going around that
oh
some
boy.
rich DC comic fans are going to
Mhm.
try to purchase DC Comics from Time Warner.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh,
Ha! Bitches!
power to them. Well, what happened?
Oh, I just, Alright, so, I needed fuel and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was in the last sector, in order to get to this one, oops. Ooh! And because of that, I had to attack a, G&B vessel, or a couple of them,
Right.
and now they're mad at me. I need it.
Okay. And I think I could be biased because it was like my first one, but Monster Rancher 4 will always be my favorite of the Monster Rancher series.
No, I believe it.
By far, it was like the most well polished of them all. Like the monsters were actually balanced. The
Come
combat
on,
was.
stop flying into the thingy.
Oh shit! It's Neostar,
We were actually talking about you, wondering where you were earlier.
the brilliant star that shines through the night. The sudden chill down the spine of evil. Riser Man stands before you.
No! Ah! Ah! Where
Neo.
is it? I am so out of practice with this game!
But yeah, I just would love to get back into. Shit! Neo's also a Monster Rancher fan. Neo, I knew we were friends for a reason.
Uh, like,
uh,
dude, no,
uh,
I remember it was actually in Colorado, I think, where I first heard about Monster Rancher. And it was actually on
Did
the
you know
PS.
in the original Japanese it's called Monster Farm?
No, I didn't.
It's actually called Monster Farm. And I think that could be because in the first Monster Rancher, there was no combat system. It was just straight up monster breeding
Oh,
and adventure. There's no tournaments or anything like that.
the. I.
It,
I
two,
miss.
the second one introduced the tournament. Oh yeah, Nia, what was your like I'm not gonna judge you for not knowing like monster names, but what was like? But you can like describe the monsters. What was like your team? What was your
Your
what was your map?
go-to force.
Yeah, like I'll admit I was basic, but also not basic. Like I just made a team of the ghost armors because they were so versatile.
Dude, what's sad? I couldn't even
They
tell
did
you, like, for me, I couldn't tell you much about it because I only had, like, one of them, and...
they had really great moves for all ranges, and they had really good mix of defense and offense. The ghost armors.
Okay.
That's why I just purely bred ghost armors.
Like,
Antlin Ranger Blue. Okay, I can see that blue was pretty good. Gamba, Elder, Gobi. Really, Gobi? That's interesting. And Datonere. What was Datonere again? I don't remember Datonere. What was that? What was
there we
Datonere?
go. Getting my feel back.
Well, like respect to you, Neo, for actually memorizing the names.
Alright. I'm not gonna act like I remember,
I
like...
I do not remember what Datonere was. I remember Gobi and Antlin Ranger Blue. Dude, the Antlin Rangers were pretty badass, but it was one of those monsters where if I was ever going to use them, I want the whole team. Tiger plus Zoom. Okay, okay, fair enough.
Right? At least,
Fair
you
enough.
know, I'm like, it's all Greek to me. I'm just gonna sit here and continue to farm. Cause well,
One of those novelty monsters that are very niche but also really good were were the were the Tempest Wolves. Those guys were pretty badass. Unless you unless you mixed them with the eyeball monster. I forgot what they're called. Then that one, it was either that one or the armadillo one. That was kind of crap.
the eyeball, I'm gonna beat you with my tongue.
Pretty much. Great poison monster though. Like holy shit,
hmm
poison and status effects.
Like, I don't remember much, but I
It,
remember that thing was funny as shit. Ah! Why are you licking me?
Gobi, Goem plus Hengar. Oh yeah, the mechanical.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's more what I was looking
Mechanical.
for.
I was actually disappointed of putting in um, the Atlantis movies and not getting any Hengar related monsters. Because the Hengars were like the most Atlantean looking motherfuckers out of
Mm,
all the monsters.
see,
But Atlantean, no. Elder, yep, Dragon plus Raiden. Raiden was the Tempest Wolves. I forgot that Dragon and Raiden had a crossbreed. See, I had a Hengar plus Ghost Armor, a Ghost Armor plus Raiden, a Dragon plus Ghost Armor, I believe was a thing. I think the only one that broke that was the Dragon plus Hengar, because there was a mechanical dragon that I had. That worked pretty well. Raiden was the Kung Fu bird? I don't think so. I think that was something completely else. I'm pretty sure that was something completely else. I'm pretty sure Raiden was the Tempest Wolves. I could be wrong though, because again, it's been years since I've played any Monster Rancher.
yeah, dude, it's one of those. The best way I can put it when it comes to the like, I feel like a lot of these gaming companies don't bother to try to come up with okay, that pulse laser guy. They don't bother to come up with interesting ideas. They just look at what other people do and go, "Oh, we'll just copy that."
I'm surprised that no one copied Tecmo with Monster Rancher, because that was such a neat mechanic.
It really was, dude. Like, there's no lies spoken. Oh, yeah, I need to go. I need to
Uh,
go. I need to go now. I am not about to
you
take
never
on an old car
beat Monster.
cruiser.
I don't think I've ever beat Monster Rancher 4 either. I think I got stuck. Like I beat all the tournaments. The tournaments were fun as hell. I spent most of my time during tournaments, but I don't. I think I got stuck on the swamp dungeon, which is like the second dungeon. When I got to the final boss, I got stuck on that. I could never beat that one. Maybe I did. Did I beat that? I think there's like 2 bosses in the swamp. I think. Yeah, there was 2 bosses in the swamp. There was the big macho head guy with the hook and eye patch. I beat him, but then there was like this bird tree guardian thing, and I could never beat that guy. No, wait. The bird tree guardian guy was in the first dungeon. I beat that guy. Who's the boss of the second dungeon? Who's the second boss of the second dungeon?
I couldn't
I
tell
can't
you.
remember.
I don't think I only played like 2.
I'm surprised it didn't keep up with Monster Rancher. Imagine seeing Pixie in a Dead or Alive title / crossover. Dude, that would be actually pretty dope. But I think Tecmo got bought out or went bankrupt, and
Uh,
Tecmo was responsible
there it is.
for
There it is.
Monster
There's.
Rancher Tech.
Give me a sec. I will tell you.
I,
Uh,
I, I know
that's the,
I know something happened to Tecmo.
all I gotta say is something I find funny, right?
Yeah.
Instead of going and digging out of my backpack,
Mhm.
my beverly, I just pulled up on my phone. I have the prayer apps and everything. Because being Catholic, you're supposed to, at the very least, do morning and evening prayers. Like, those are the half. It's preferred that you do night prayer, and you should do rosary prayer as well. But I did my
Mhm.
evening prayers off my phone because I didn't feel like digging out of my backpack my beverly.
Right.
Yeah, basically, okay, so you have, to further explain, you have the Liturgy of the Hours, which is a 4-book set that clergy use. Deacons, priests, monks, bishops, and the Pope use the Liturgy of the Hours. Those are because you have several points throughout the day you're supposed to pray. It went defunct in 2010,
Right.
and they had uh, Ninja Gaiden, Dead or Alive, Tecmo Bowl, Monster Rancher, Rygar.
No New Star. I'm pretty sure he's the first one. I remember that for sure because when you first go into the forest / swamp dungeon, is because you're trying to get a relic, and then you fight him because you get his fucking hook. And then the second time you go, it is because there's some kind of like dark energy there, like siphoning shit. Or maybe I'm mistaking that for the first dungeon because there's that bird guy siphoning magic from the tree in your backyard. But I know there's like some dark magic shit going on the second go round in the forest dungeon. But I know the first time you go in there, you're trying to get like a piece of junk or a relic, and you fight the pirate head guy because you get his hook. I remember that much at least because I did that part like I replayed that like so many times. Yeah, the Elder Bird's the first boss. I just can't remember what the second boss of the second dungeon is. He's just fucking escaping. He's just escaping me. The reason why I didn't like doing the dungeons a whole lot is because while dungeons were fun, it every time you go into the dungeon, you like shorten the lifespan of your monsters, and I bred my monsters to be like the perfect tournament fighters. And by the time I get them up to the tournament rank I wanted them to be, they're already close to retirement, and they wouldn't last that long in the dungeon. It's like, god damn it. But you can't get more monsters until you got higher in the rankings. So that's why I just like brush through all the tournament rankings so I get as many monsters as possible. So I got my tournament monsters and I can have my dungeon monsters. But then you get into a problem where your tournament monsters become stagnant early on because they're not going into the dungeons and they're not learning new skills. It's like, what the hell?
And to answer your question about Tecmo, what
Yeah.
happened is they were originally set to be a quote unquote friendly takeover by Square Enix. They turned it down. Got merged with Koei, Koei.
Because it became Koei Tecmo.
Yep, and then when Koei reorganized, basically they were partly disbanded. Koei kept the name. Then when Koei reorganized in 2016, they completely scrapped the name. But Koei owns all of their IP, from what I can gather. So Koei
Probably
could
should
do
have
someone.
probably should have went with Square Enix, because at least then a lot of their IPs would still be
Being
active.
used because Square Enix doesn't let anything go to waste.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Because
we
I
gotta.
can I could guarantee you, if Square Enix had them, they would definitely use Tecmo's tech to do the fucking CD generation for every fucking thing.
And it would, like, they would have. Oh, dude, imagine Blu-rays being. You know what I mean?
The problem with that is, Neostar, is that again, the tournament monsters would stagnate early on because your monsters only learn new abilities and get major stat boosts by going into the dungeons. And so you will have really well trained monsters go into the higher ranks and they get ass stomped because they don't have as near as much utility in all the different ranges of combat. And they'll get like affected by all sorts of stats effects because their intelligence wouldn't be that good to resist.
Thank you
Yeah.
for these outlaws being over here.
It was like a whole balance issue, but it's like I didn't want to have my monsters to have a lower lifespan because I really wanted to use them in the tournaments, because the tournaments were fun as shit. I love the tournaments.
See, like I said, I wasn't that. I knew the game. I liked it. I thought it was a cool concept, but I wasn't the most hardcore fan.
I have never seen anyone do anything remotely Monster Rancher. And like in anything, like the monster generation, I guess like some games kind of get close to the ranching aspect, but not as good as Monster Rancher, and of course, not anything close to the combat system. I love the combat system, even though I goddamn loathe the status effects. How many times I almost or have lost matches because my monster would become too timid or bullish, so they just refuse to do what I tell them to do. It's like, god damn it! Just do the goddamn attack, you piece of shit!
See,
Yeah, a new Monster Rancher anime would have been good, and not have the like as much I do like the isekai genre, just not have the isekai anime we got right now and actually have a full-on in-universe Monster Rancher anime. That would have been real, like Pokemon. That'd be real good. Like, dude, just take Monster Rancher 4 and turn that into an anime. It's mostly an anime by itself. Like, dude, have you ever like gone on YouTube and just watched the intro for Monster Rancher 4? It is like the most anime-ass intro ever, and it is gorgeous.
I don't know.
I
Wild Arms
love
had some
love
pretty
that song.
anime-ass intros, and it was some gangster-ass anime-ass
Dude,
intros.
Wild Arms. Wild Arms 3 for life, man.
Wanna know what pisses me off? I had Wild Arms 3, or I bought it, and it wasn't a working copy. Like, the copy didn't work.
I had a demo of Wild Arms 2, and I actually have Wild Arms 3 for the PS2. And I could still play that if my PS2 was proper. But there's like an issue with the door.
Right? Dude, I need to get me a PS2.
I love the aesthetic of Wild Arms, like post-apocalyptic steampunk western fantasy. What?
That's what kind of caught my interest with it. I was like, you know what?
So good.
You know what?
So
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I've just gotten them back in good spirits with me.
I heard there was a sort of dark hero Etlan in the game too. Actually, yeah, I think I heard about that too, but I've never seen it. Like how, there's like a bunch of rare monsters that Monster Rancher 4 supposed had. I just couldn't. I think I found like one of them in one of my playthroughs, but I could never find them again.
Uh,
Can't remember which one though.
oh,
It would make sense to have a dark hero, Atlan. Atlan. It would go well with the whole like Power Ranger theme of it, of the Atlan heroes, the Atlan Rangers, like Power Rangers, Atlan Rangers.
mm, oh,
They're like a whole ass reference. The one monster I found the most, I can't remember what their name was, but it was like the three pug-looking things. Fucking hated that thing because they had the most OP mid-range attack ever that would just knock your ass out. I was like, God. Like, it would just like, it wouldn't, it could do like little to medium amount of damage, but it would just knock all your guts out so you can't do a damn thing. It's like, God damn it.
see.
I still have my
Steamboat
PS.
Chronicles. I remember you telling me about that.
I think I've heard about Steamboat Chronicles.
Like, I actually heard of it because of Neostar.
Oh, really? Man, here we are just gushing about like old classic games.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It's because modern games are shite.
Okay, this is the first one.
I mean, there's some good modern games. It's just that you really can't beat a lot of. No, not the giant hippo dog one. I'm talking about the monster that's the three little guys. That has that mid-range attack where they slingshot the middle one and just like zero out all of your guts so you can't do a single goddamn attack afterwards. Because you gotta wait for your guts to recharge. It was like
I can't.
hard as hell to block or dodge. Because it will happen so fast. Hard to counter too.
Don't I already have
Which that's one thing I will complain about Monster Rancher 4. It waited till way too late to teach you countering mechanics. Like that should have been in the game early on.
Yeah. Okay, alright, I'm running Shield ST. Alright, that's all I need to know. No, look at that. I didn't. I don't. I haven't played them, so I can't say.
Yeah, the caterpillar monsters, the color Pandoras, yeah.
Yeah, screw it.
Fucking hate the bastards with a passion.
Well,
Every time I see
I live.
them in the dungeon, I try to escape the battle. It's like, nah, I ain't dealing with this. But you kind of have no choice in the goddamn tournaments. And they do appear a lot in the tournaments.
Have to get rid of the GMB units. I'm on it.
The only one that's more annoying than them is the hares, the rabbits. I think that's been pretty universal in all the Monster Rancher games, the hares just being an annoyance. That and the pixies. Though I think that might be a Monster Rancher 4 specific one. Because the pixies weren't as always annoying in previous titles.
Alright, come on.
I am surprised by how much knowledge I obtain about Monster Rancher.
I mean, alright. Just got one more to deal with.
Open sandbox game where you pilot a car mech, play in a band, fight bandits and terrorists, and meet anime waifus.
I mean, that actually sounds badass.
And no lie, that's pretty good. It sounds like Proto Megas XLR, to be perfectly honest.
Like, I mean, that was an interesting cartoon.
Dude, just Japanese mecha, but American?
Right?
Hell yeah. Give me more of that, please.
The thing, if I remember right, they just stumble across the mech and was like, well...
Yeah, it's like a fucking alien-ass mech, then just two rednecks in the bad side of Detroit just finds it. You're like, dude, we should add a car to this thing. And then, boom.
Like, you're not wrong. I mean, they had... That's the thing I really think a lot of... I feel like we've lost our ability to really tell good stories because we've let the... Best way I could put it, we've let those who shouldn't be telling stories tell stories. Like, alright, so I don't know if you've watched it, but I did the one...
The problem that we have this day and age, I believe, I can't remember who said it, but someone could encapsulate this. We don't like just allow people to make new stuff when we should be making new stuff. We instead allow people to basically either work on or recreate old stuff as a stepping stone in order to see if they're good enough to have their own thing, and then people just hate the stuff they're working on because they'd rather be working on their own thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, the point I was about to make is a lot of these people don't understand narration. Like, I did the one pull review, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, well, one pull issue 2, and one of the things that I pointed out is, and once again, as I even told Troy, it's not his fault. It's the act 2 of his trilogy, or the second act of his trilogy, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are the best way I can put it, what a lot of people don't realize is a lot of these people, I should say, that are doing these stories, they don't understand proper narration.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't understand the difference between, they don't break up their acts properly, they don't break up their stories properly. They just, oh, well, let's do this. Hopefully that took him out for a real quick, yeah.
I don't think even in my comics I really do like narrations and breaks like how traditional writing goes. I think I very much took more inspiration from Eastern style, where you just do like a self-contained arc and then go to the next one that may and that in the new self-contained arc it may carry like a couple things over from the previous ones if it's relevant, and they just keep going like that and keep it more like a
Well,
like no matter like how ridiculous or over the top the concept of story may be, as true to realistic means of real life like time progression works,
yeah.
where
Well, it's like,
where consequences do carry over, but for the most part you're going into new territory every time.
well, for me, one of my favorite narration tools, alright,
Mm-hmm.
actually is the, uh, basically, Berserk. Like how each episode 1, alright, I'm just gonna go off the anime, and the OVA no less,
Mm-hmm.
how episode 1 starts off after everything has happened and then goes back in episode 2 and explains what led up to that.
Oh yeah, it sells you the concept first, then goes.
Yes. And I like that. Like one of the projects I've been kind of working on, and I'm actually wanting to get. I need to hit some of the dojos here in town to get some people to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole idea is, I want, and you've probably heard me mention this. I want to do an entire superhero story with
Mm-hmm.
very little dialogue, told entirely through though martial arts and music. And like one of the things I've been really thinking about is the just because I guess you could say just because I don't want to have a lot of dialogue, like I said, I'd like very little, doesn't mean I don't want to tell a proper story. And I've been trying to think, like, going into why the characters are the way they are, and so on and so forth. And I want the first arc to be a story of redemption, forgiveness, and the sacrifices one must make to be a hero. And I want the second story arc, like basically first season, second season, best way I've come to figured out how to explain it. First season, I want it to basically set up the villain as not necessarily
Let's get all the resources.
the I gotta phrase this right. Oh shit! Gotta shoot it. I thought I just needed to pick it up.
So, like the original opening to Batman the Animated Series.
Kind of.
I mean, that's a. I mean that's an interesting thing to reference in regards Neo Star Batman. Because I think I remember doing something sort of like that.
Well, the whole idea for that I'm having with it is I want
It's been a while since I watched Batman.
I want it to be like the best way I've come to explain it is I want to set up the first villain as he's constantly throughout the whole point. He's like it's blatantly he's not the guy in charge, right?
Right.
And he constantly references to the hero that little dialogues like being a hero is not really worth it. Believe me, I know. And he says this several times.
Yeah.
Well, after the way it works is that episode 1 is you see it takes place right at the end almost, all right? And I want to establish the hero and the villain. I want to show them being equals, like in combat prowess. So the way I picture it is as the hero's dispatching the villain's goons, if you will, you see the villain like staying in the hero's line of sight. You see the villain start doing the exact techniques the hero's doing, fighting multiple guys at the same time.
So like a Tekken situation where like the three main characters are like doing like the exact same style.
Yes. Well, it's more the whole idea is to show that they are very much equals, and to show that that anything the hero can do, the villain can do just as easily. And the whole idea has become basically that first episode he tries to get away. All right.
The silent sequence that explains what's going on through action and music. My first thought was the intro
No.
to Batman series. Oh yeah, sort of like how the intro to Batman, the animated series, like it's already telling like a mini story of Batman tracking down, chasing, and kicking the ass of some gangsters without really like saying anything as the music plays. Yeah.
But and then you go after like the villain looks like he's going to get away, right? And the whole idea is it ends with the villain in his car driving off, and you see him kind of wave at the hero, smugly, if you will. Well, not really smugly, but just kind of wave. And it goes into the first episode ends going into episode 2 and explaining how the hero came to be. And Oh man, it's gonna be tragic. It's gonna be great. And the whole idea for the way it builds up is you've basically, you know, your proper hero's motivation, things like that, and then when you get back to that point where the villain's getting away, the hero's like, not this time, and you see friends that he's made up to that point help him. You get the idea.
Yeah.
Prevent the villain from
Power of
getting away.
friendship.
Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a bad trope. I actually do kind of like it on it.
Well, at least you secured some containers.
Power
Like,
of friendship.
This is an awfully big haul for you guys. Try to use the resources for something good, okay?
My friend, number one, we are the coalition. Number
Aren't
two,
all three of the Mishimas technically villains in some capacity?
for something good, okay?
Yeah.
My guys to pick up the containers. Come see me.
Some more than others. But yeah.
but well, the whole idea I'm having with it is though that the second story arc is actually the villain from the first one's redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Oh, okay.
well, the whole point is he
Sounds like the narration of Primal applied to a martial arts film.
uh,
What's Primal again?
I have that game actually. The
It
PS2
wasn't until like Tekken 7 that we got some detail into the devil. That is true. It really isn't until the fuck the Devil Gene is even really all about and where the hell the Devil Gene even came from. Turns out it's not from who we thought it was from, surprisingly.
Well, the whole idea that I really want to run with this is you find out like mind you, I'm giving you plot points, but I'm not really giving you how I'm going to do it, so I'm not too worried about it. Basically, you find out the whole reason why the villain was saying, "Don't be a hero; it's not worth it." Because how he ended up in his position, the position that he was in, was because he tried being a hero. Oh, really? Bye!
Did you just get fucked over by RNG?
You see that big ship over there?
Yeah.
That's an Okar Corvette. I could take it out if I had corrosive missiles. Easily.
But guess what you don't have?
Corrosive missiles.
Fair enough. Primal Rage, the game with the kaiju gods. Yes? Yeah?
Oh, Primal Rage, not Primal.
No, I think Primal is a different game.
Yes. Alright. Come on. There we go.
I have a...
Ha! Bitch.
I think I told you about this one, but I've got a comic idea that I want to put onto paper that doesn't really outright state the backstory and stuff of the main character. It's just sort of like something that gets pieced along the way of the journey for revenge. You kind of just get like in the middle of all the action. Like the first issue is literally her trying to escape from being kidnapped. Like stripped of clothes, stripped of weapons, tied up in a random ass hideout. She has no where it's at, and she has to like break herself out. Heihachi banged a demon, and she gave birth to a demonic Vegeta baby. Yeah, but I don't think he knew. Like, I could be wrong on the Tekken lore, but I don't think he knew she was a demon until after, like, the kid was born. Then he killed her, and then somehow the baby, like, split into two beings, which became the main pro tag and one of the main antags. that's sort of also becomes a secondary pro tag to the Tekken 4.
Eh. Oh,
And then, and of course, he like tosses one of them into a volcano.
lol. How could you toss your own kid
is
into a
interesting.
volcano, dude? How could you toss your own kid into a volcano? That's
I,
cold-blooded.
I mean, when he's like half demon and has like inherited all of the evil aspects of it, do you have many options? Or did he do that to the evil one? No, I'm pretty sure he did that to the evil.
I mean,
Pretty sure.
doesn't it? I mean, not that I actually know anything about it. I just know,
Dude, it's been so long since I played fucking Tekken. Ugh.
right?
It's been
Dude,
so long since I played a
I was a Soul Calibur guy,
general.
not a Tekken guy. Like,
I like Soul Calibur.
oh, dude.
I like Soul Calibur.
Dude, is it sad that Soul Calibur 5 is the weakest in the entire series? And nobody likes Soul Calibur 5, but it's like they listened to the fans and everything that they did wrong in 5, they fixed in 6.
Yeah. Isn't that the one that didn't have Sauce Lamel?
I don't remember. I just know
I know
5.
one of them doesn't have.
Well, okay,
I know
this
one
is
of them
what
doesn't
5
have
would do.
Sauce Lamel, and I was off because I was a Sauce Lamel main.
Well, this is what 5 would do. Like, you'd be going through kicking ass, and all of a sudden you'd just come to this one, like, character, like, 2-3 fights in that you just couldn't get past. Because the curve, like, you expect each character to progressively get harder as you play, you know what I mean? But eventually you just hit the
You
curve
just
was
hit like
the curve was too
the
high.
difficulty curve just suddenly spiked up to absolute
Yes.
shit.
And the computer would just pull off shit constantly that you could do nothing. It's like playing
I
a
think Heihachi threw Kazuya off a cliff in Tekken 1 and threw Kazuya in a volcano in Tekken. Yeah, Heihachi has a habit of throwing his son off of stuff. I think there's even one where he threw him off of a skyscraper.
oh wow.
I think.
I mean,
You think after a while he would just realize just throwing his kid off of things just doesn't work when he keeps coming back with like a stronger gang
I'm gonna get you this
to
time, Dad. You're finally gonna take me to
ruin
play baseball. You're finally gonna take
to
me
ruin his dad's martial arts tournament.
Right? Wait, no. You got no. It's funnier than that. You gotta have a laugh at it. It's like, all right, Dad, you're finally taking me to Little League. You're 30 years old. Why would I be taking you to Little League? No, Dad, you're taking me to Little League. You're okay. We're gonna get arrested. You realize?
I think it gets up to such an absurd point that Kazuya actually makes a sci-fi paramilitary to combat his dad.
That's funny. I mean,
It goes up to a goddamn absurd ass point.
I believe it.
I think it's Tekken. They kind of live on absurd.
Like I said, okay.
They have a boxer.
To be fair, part of the reason why I don't like Tekken is back in high school, buddy of mine was a Tekken, like, oh man, this dude would start a combo, like, you'd start, alright, he always chose Yoshimitsu. Start a combo.
Yoshimitsu, the infinite combo. No. The blender. The blender.
Then you understand why I fucking hate Tekken.
When Yoshimitsu starts, he doesn't stop.
Uh-huh. And when you have someone who's just doesn't play anybody but Yoshimitsu, and then even when we started playing Soul Calibur, what did he play?
Yoshimitsu, who kept the blender.
I was just, oh. Oh, that's why. Because my controller somehow disconnected.
You know, speaking of fighting game, I don't like fighting games all that much. Like they're kind of fun, but I was never really too big into.
Well, like for me, it depends on the fighting game. Like I have Street Fighter Z on my computer
A really
right now.
bum ass fighting game. Hell, Jin might have gotten it worse. Heihachi straight up shot Jin in the face as he was begging Heihachi for help. I forgot that happened. And Jin's the good half. Ugh. Yoshimitsu, one of the only characters who can exist in Tekken and Soul Calibur. You know? You know what, like, Soul Calibur loves having their guests, but Yoshimitsu is like that one you use, like, start in Tekken or do you start in Soul Calibur? It's both yes and no.
See, like I said, I haven't played.
It's just weird.
I haven't played Soul Calibur like the original one in years. I have it for the Dreamcast.
My favorite will always be Soul Calibur 2 because I just love that alternative mode where you can do like that pseudo strategy board game.
Yeah, that they had something similar in the first one
like
too.
a team.
13
It just wasn't exactly like that.
Wake up. Wake up.
Wait, I thought I had a actual.
You can slow them down.
I gotta completely
Oh boy,
restart.
what's up?
I gotta completely restart.
Focus. This is augmented.
Someone got fucked.
Your way to
Oh, is this that cyberpunk game that
the doors.
like got flagged because two big tits?
I don't know.
Or is this different?
This is called there it is.
What's
This
this
is called Dex.
Okay, no, this is different. Okay.
Okay, unit, use the stairs. You have a natural dispensation for this. Now quickly, out of the window. Go to Fixer's Hoke. It's a hacktivist bar. You should be safe. Talk to Decker there. Tell him Breakcast sent you.
Like this is like I said, dude, I have a weak spot for Metroidvania games.
I mean, Metroidvania is a very tried and true genre of games. I can't blame you. There's an addictive quality to it.
Well, it's because it's one of the, if you will. Okay, that's what I need to do. But if you will, it's because of the fact that it was such a unique thing back in the Super Nintendo area, in Nintendo and Super Nintendo area. Because Metroid, like, best way I can describe it, Metroid really did do good to get people interested in like, I guess you could say the way I'd put it is it did a good job of telling a story while at the same time giving you countless hours of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can beat the game quickly if you run and get everything immediately. I think if I remember right, you can beat the game in 5 hours if you know what you're doing. Oh,
Yeah.
Like, I've got to put chat back up. There we go. Like, but
I would say if I have a favorite genre of games I can go back to over and over again, it'll probably either be RPG or either way.
well,
Like I like strategy. I like automation games, but just to me, none will ever beat an RPG or a horror game if it's really well done.
oh yeah. Well, I like RPGs. Don't get me wrong. I actually have. No, me. I got a few on my computer right now. I'd have to actually look to see which ones I have. To be honest, I'm surprised I don't have FF7 on my computer right now. Cause that's like normally one of my staples.
Right. I'm
But-
I'm still amazed we got Sephiroth and Smash.
Dude, I'm still mad about the remake.
Oh, what's up with the remake? I didn't hear much about.
They pretty much everything that made 7 fun. Like they everything I've saw about it was they basically turned it from being a RPG that where you do stuff to where you can just pretty much set it to run itself and you just watch. Like, the combat system is nowhere, like, the thing that irritates me, this is about the 7 remake, what they gave us is not what we wanted. We wanted 7, not 7 remake. We wanted 7 pretty, updated graphics. That's it. All they had to do was take all the gameplay mechanics from 7 and just give it a new coat of paint. That's all we wanted. But no, they had to add the new Final Fantasy way of playing, the new style of gameplay.
Oh, where it's like the 3D, like you can move around the fight, but also still has like the Final Fantasies like scroll wheel ability selection mechanic.
I'm not sure. I haven't played any like. How can I put it? It's like picture a worse gameplay than 13. Like gameplay.
I'm not a huge. I'm not a Final Fantasy player, so I wouldn't know.
All right.
The only Final Fantasy game I've really playing was Crystal Chronicles.
You know what's funny? If I had the software and everything installed for my capture device, which I could still probably do, that's so is that a what do you call it? It's not a garage sale, storage unit sale where basically people buy storage units and everything, and then
basically Storage Wars.
No, not Storage Wars. People buy storage units, and then they do like a garage sale with the stuff they got.
Okay.
Alright. I got, no lie, I'll even bust out the webcam for this. I'm not turning the light back on though, fuck that. I've finally got rid of my headache, if you can't tell by the fact of me being a lot more alive.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to throw those out.
So speaking of Crystal Chronicles, I have recently made the discovery that Crystal Chronicles is actually in the Apple App Store.
Oh wow.
Yep. And you can actually do fucking multiplayer on there. It'd be actually convenient because literally everything but the original GameCube is more convenient multiplayer, because with the original GameCube you couldn't just plug in like a new control. You couldn't just do just plug in a controller in there. Now you the Game Boy Advance adapter, because you need to like your friends with Game Boy Advances in order to do multiplayer.
Well, do you think I still have my SP?
Which, guess who had a lot of friends, but none of them had a Game Boy Advance.
Guess how much I paid for these 3?
Oh my god.
Guess how much I paid for these 3?
I don't know, maybe like $30.
$1 each.
$1 each?
Yep.
Dude, those are like the best GameCube games ever.
And like Crystal Chronicles itself, alright, if I remember right, is an expensive game because of how rare it is.
Fucking was.
And the Super Smash Brothers Melee, I mean, come on. Think about how hard. Like, when I saw that, dude, I was like, holy shit.
It was by far like one of my most favorite Smash games. I played every single Smash except for Ultimate, and was there one before Ultimate? What was the one before Ultimate?
I can't remember.
I think there was one. I think there was one between Brawl and Ultimate.
I could not tell you. And the only reason why I played Brawl a little bit, and the only reason why I played it, Solid Snake, because I'm a Metal Gear fan.
Yes, Solid Snake and Sonic. I missed my boy Roy because I mained Roy in 2,
Mm.
but like I've always been a consistent Star Fox player. Like I've played Star Fox in the original, I played Star Fox and Falco and Melee. I've played Fox, Falco, and Wolf in Brawl.
Eh,
Dude, I fucking love Wolf. He was
uh,
like the powerhouse that Star Fox characters needed.
wait, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look. Wow, I'm surprised. Crystal Chronicles isn't that. Crystal Chronicles actually fair. Oh, okay, but if you got Crystal Chronicles the remastered for the PS4, it's a almost it's a $81 game. No,
I
no.
I
Here's one for
I
you.
don't like the remaster specifically because they remixed the original intro. It just does not sound as good.
Gotcha. Okay.
The original intro is so goddamn magical. I love it.
Here's one for you.
I still listen to it by itself, like to this day. It's so good.
Oh yeah, here's one for you. Final Fantasy console, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a limited edition one. It's a GameCube. Limited edition
Right.
console. $3,500. That's before tax.
Hmm.
And it's almost another it's a 315 and some change for tax for it.
Oh yeah, they had a game where they cut the ice climbers. Like, who thought that was a good idea? That was like one of the OGs. Who thought that was a good idea?
Oh, here's a chuckle for you.
Hmm.
Okay, Final Fantasy Collection has Advent Children and the Spirits Within movies.
Hmm.
I'll do this on eBay. I mean,
Yes, Neostar, continuing to perpetuate himself as a fucking man of culture.
ah, do.
God damn, I love you, Neo.
Oh, the intro song was epic. I had to pop back up the. But I can't even tell what games these are, because do they have a list of them? Like a description? Because. But basically, this dude is wanting $325 for Tactics, Greatest Hits, Origins, Chronicles, Anthology, 7,
Mm-hmm.
8, 9, 10, 10 to 11, 12, 13, 13 to, and 14.
Fuck.
And then, of course, Advent Children and Spirits Within. But
Is that literally the entire Final Fantasy collection?
no, no, it's not the full, because you still have, he's missing 1 through 6 right off the bat, and 15. Not to mention Crystal Chronicles, because that is still a Final Fantasy.
Right. Dude, Neo, Morning Sky, I still listen to this day. That and Castle of Magi. Those two songs are goddamn magical.
Like,
Fucking love the OST for,
dude,
for Crystal.
what's funny is alright, hold up. $700 for a the GameCube's version of Greatest Hits, Wind Waker.
Hmm.
222. Sealed, 1,700. Sealed,
And
1950.
Crystal Chronicles, I've actually created multiple characters every new playthrough because I wanted to fill out the whole like beginning village because only the hometown vendors were actually able to create in-game items. So I just had to like create like all the characters to just fill out the village so I can like get the good shit. And I still somehow managed to fuck myself and being unable to get the ultimate like in-game weapon. It's like, god damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I picked like even with like a full caravan, you can't fill every single villager, I don't think, and I think I picked the wrong job for one of the caravaners' family.
Whoa!
So
Whoa! Whoa!
I just like cucked myself out of like the material.
$15 just for a save file for Melee.
$15 for a save file.
Yes. Like the game itself, right? $700 open.
What?
120 open. 2,500 sealed.
The fuck?
And I paid a freaking dollar for it.
Kind of collector ash shenanigans is going on here.
Right? But no, that's why when I saw that I was like, really? Okay.
Y'all motherfuckers this desperate?
Lock picking. Always go with lock picking. Make sure I thought it.
Oh hey, Dr. Science Wizard followed up and reminded my mind tweet of the live stream.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Doctor. I hope you will show up because it's been so long since we.
See, like I said, I just need to get back into doing these live streams more often, like regularly, because I could might as well. I mean, it's not like I really play video games as much as I used to though, so that's part of my problem. I've really been trying to get better. I spent a lot of time playing video games, and I should have been. And instead of, I guess you could say it, so it's I've kind of been trying to spend my time better. Like one of the things I'm thinking about doing is even starting pointing the webcam downward to my keyboard and everything, and just bullshitting live streams while I make rosaries even. Just I need people to talk to, or else it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Never even heard of that one.
Trombone?
Everything's
Trombone?
Should have stayed up top.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of that game.
There with them respectables.
Saw a copy of it and Omega Replay for over $100. Jeez.
This place is our home, girl. Now, what you really now? Let's see what's in your pockets, girl.
$100 for a game. I could believe it. There's some rarities out there that people pay triple digits for. From Mega Man Legends. Trombone is a Mega Man game? That's interesting. You still there, Bob?
Oh, I'm here. I'm just getting my ass handed to me.
Oh, you're just zoning in on the game?
Yeah, because I don't have a firearm yet. So I gotta be smart about this. Really?
Fair enough. Yeah, Mega Man Legends, that's... Isn't Mega Man Legends the 3D games?
No, Mega Man Legends was originally on the, first one, if I remember, it was on the 64.
Trombone from Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3. That sounds vaguely familiar. Like, I used to play some Marvel vs. Capcom because my first friend in Navy.
Oh, that's how I do it. Okay.
We're never going to have a lot of games quite like the old games. Like Marvel vs. Capcom, the only thing we've had recently that was like that was Mortal Kombat vs. DC. I wish we had more shit like that.
Ah!
It was kind of like the wacky fun stuff.
Yeah. Dude,
Well, looky
what
at
I would like to
everything's
see
piling down below, girl.
is
Should've
an
stayed
actual
up
Marvel
top,
versus
up there with them respectable.
DC
This place is
video
our
game
home, girl. Now,
and
what you
movie.
really here? Now, let's see what's
Marvel
in
versus DC. I can see it. I
Well,
can see it.
really, if I was Time Warner,
Isn't there
oh,
like a couple of heroes that already kind of like had crossovers between the?
oh, dude, there was a like. The thing I find funny is Marvel and DC have been hurting for so long for sales that they recently just did a new Marvel versus DC. And
Oh really?
yeah, and nobody liked it. Everything that made the original Marvel versus DC great, they just
Didn't do.
Well, the whole point of the original Marvel versus DC that really made it great was the whole if you will. Okay, do I have a power hit somewhere? Alright, you son of a bitch. But like how do I put it? The first one, I'm sure you could probably find some video essays on the original Marvel versus DC and why it was good. But the best way I could describe why the original Marvel versus DC was good is because of the fact that they weren't trying to. They were trying to bring fans something that they knew the fans would enjoy, without trying to, if you will, overdo it. Like,
Neo, didn't they technically have a Sega versus Nintendo but game was like not really a fighting game, it was just a sports game between Mario and Sonic characters?
yeah, it was, I think, like a winter sports or something like that, or sport.
It was like a Winter Olympics themed thing.
Like,
Which, I mean, yeah, it's not that grand scale of like a fighting game, but I still thought it was pretty cool.
well,
Because whoever thought of having Sonic and Mario do anything to get Sonic is in Smash.
right. There we go.
I don't count the Olympic series.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I mean, it was still fun. They still at least tried to do something unique.
I mean, I heard it was still a fun game. It's probably about as close as we're going to get to a Sega versus Nintendo.
Well, you also got to figure the biggest problem with the whole idea of a Sega versus Nintendo game is the fact that requires Sega to actually really be a powerhouse like it was. Like
was back in the day.
Well, my whole thing is that everyone sits there and complains about Dreamcast dying, or not Dreamcast, but Sega dying. But it's like, did any of you bother to buy a Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Did any of you bother to buy a whatchamacallit? Sega Saturn? Because Saturn is what actually did Sega in.
Yeah.
Because without the... Basically what happened is they spent so much money on the Saturn that...
Oh, god damn it.
And mind you, it flopped. So they're like, okay, let's release a new console, let's try to see what we can...
Salvage something.
Yeah, and it just didn't work. Like, that's all I can really say. It's
And
not...
now we're on a fucking monopoly of gaming consoles with Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo.
Yeah, well, that was partly, once again, like, I knew about the Dreamcast, but I also followed, like, I had a lot of I bought gaming magazines, things like that, and when the Dreamcast came out, I was like,
I
oh,
used to buy like Game Informer when I was a kid.
oh, dude, no, we're talking 90s, dude. Tips and tricks and shit.
Uh,
I still have some of my old gaming magazines from the 90s. Actually, I think I have all of my old
the
gaming
Saturn
magazines.
had like 3 titles I always wanted to play.
Yeah.
What were the titles?
One of them was probably I can't remember the name of the game, but it's a mech game that I thought was awesome and everyone thought was awesome.
Probably not Mech Warrior, because I think Mech Warrior
Nope.
was on consoles.
But though they did also have a Gundam game on the Saturn.
I think I remember that.
But no, the Dreamcast though had a lot of great games that a lot of people didn't like missed out on.
Fighters, Mega Mix, Rent a Hero, Panzer Dragon, etc. Panzer Dragon sounds like a thing. Good one.
I gotta give me a firearm.
One game series I always wanted to get in because of a demo of it I played was Zone of the Enders.
You know, I
I
remember
really-
some Invaders. Like I never
I
played
really
it, but
wanted
I remember the game, like the trailers and everything, and the fact that it was a Kojima game that he made sure Easter eggs were in the MGS2.
I keep forgetting Zone of Enders is a good. I keep forgetting.
Oh, I did not know you could.
But I just freaking love how in Zone of Enders the cockpit of the mechs are literally cocks.
Never heard that, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, the cockpits are literally like in between the legs of the mechs.
Oh, okay.
Sort
I was
of.
like,
They're literally cockpits.
but yeah, I see what you're saying now. Well,
Panzer
shite.
Dragon was essentially a jet fighter game, but with dragons. I think I know what you're talking about.
I think I had a bit of a glitch there for a second.
I think I saw something about that somewhere. Essentially the precursor to How to Train Your Dragon.
I mean, not surprised.
I mean, the concept of dragon knights or dragon fighters isn't really that new. Like,
Well, for
I've
me,
played. Well, there was a game that I played. I forgot what it's called, but you basically play a female warrior who has like a dragon for a friend, and you can ride him. You can like fly around and fight like other like feral dragons. He's like the last intelligent one left or something. I can't remember what the lore to it was, but it was pretty cool. It was a fun RPG action game.
really, I can't even
remember
hide. All right, you son of bitches.
I remember the cheat code to get like infinite wealth was like who wants to be a millionaire or something.
Dude, of course, you know, cheat codes back in the day were actually, they put thought into it.
Yeah, they were actually fun. I remember playing one strategy game where I just beat it over and over again. I decided to start like looking up cheat codes just to like fuck around, and like it was Disciples 2.
I like that.
Every
Porn and print, old school.
and like every cheat code was like a reference to a song. Like to like max out all your resources. It was money for nothing. To reveal the entire map, it was Here Comes the Sun.
Uh,
To level up your units to like to level up your units, it was Stairway to Heaven. A couple years back, they had a Mega Man and Sonic comic, which eventually expanded into a full Sega and Capcom crossover comic. That actually sounds pretty cool. I feel like I actually want to read that. Do I need to look that up at some? This actually sounds like it'd be a fun read.
right?
Oh god, speaking of like crossover shit, do you remember when like what was it? It was like an MMO where like everything Cartoon Network was just gelled together.
I've never played that.
Fusion Fall. That's what it was. Who remembers Fusion Fall? Like, oh my god, that was so cool. I think I heard there's like a server like still up that's like completely fan run.
I wouldn't be
I actually
surprised.
I want to get into that because I love Fusion Fall. Imagine a Sega and Capcom crossover that had the Panzer Dragon and Pilot, along with the Gore Magala from Monster Hunter.
Out of here to there. Good.
That'd be pretty dope.
You die. Fixers hope.
As I'm also surprised Monster Hunter made it into Smash.
The ladder over there will
Like,
send
what
you
the
down
hell?
to the
Everything's
repair
getting into
sewers.
Smash now.
Take longer it will, and it's dangerous. I know what I'm doing. Just listen.
It's kind of an
Just
interesting
listen.
time we're living in with
Don't
video
go
games in
out
that
as hard
regard.
as
Like,
you could,
Smash is
but
becoming
you,
like
my friend.
the biggest melting pot of
Lizard's
games
tail
ever.
will, she'll be replaced. Probably already is. Lizard, why should you
Sorry,
See, Neostar still making himself out to be a man of culture. He played Fusion Fall. God, Fusion Fall was so fun.
see, a lot of the stuff I didn't even know about. Then again, like, to be fair, I also didn't have, like, my own computer and everything till, like, 2006.
Fair enough. Though now there's actually a comic now, like a web comic from I can't remember. He used to work on a cartoon. I can't remember which one, but it's like his own thing now, where the main characters are like the children of Grimm and Mandy, but it like crosses over into
I know what
like
you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
it's like
Grim, like
Grim
Tales.
Tales from Underneath or something like that.
Yes, Grim Tales from
Yes.
Underneath.
And
Where
it's still ongoing.
and it
like-
dude.
He's
And
still
what's-
making pages.
And I haven't like I need to get caught up. I was so far behind, but it like I find it funny how the main character, the daughter was good and sweet until she helped save the brother, and then she became sadistic.
I really don't like the sudden character change. It's weird. So sudden.
You ain't the only one.
Like, I'm not really a fan of it. I'd rather she, like, was one or the other. Like, I like both personalities, I just wish she's just stuck with one. Or if it was like a dual personality situation where she switches between the two at random points, but not just went from one and then just nothing, and it just went straight into the other.
And it had something to do with the way he had to save her. And it was his fault that
Yeah.
he felt bad, and that's why he saved her. And then the one chick that was the dude with the claws daughter, like adopted daughter and everything.
Him,
And like
yeah, him's daughter.
and the other thing I thought was interesting about it is how it tied into he tied in everything that was cartoon. Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, all of that.
Oh yeah, he was like the main bad guy. I also kind of like how Grim Tales told from underneath, like, oh, it's literally no punches to like its story.
Oh yeah.
Like,
He
they try to like dodge around, like cheekily dodge around as much as you want, but you just know straight up him raped Blossom. Like, it's like all but fucking confirmed.
Yep, he did a lot of like it was.
Well, it makes sense. He's literally the fucking Satan of the cartoon verse, so of course he would.
Yep. I cannot wait till I finally get a gun where I can shoot these assholes.
I need to see if he came out with a few more pages since the last time I read, because when I got into it, it was creating new pages. But it's still ongoing. It is still ongoing. Surprisingly. We're like in an arc.
I'm trying to remember what
like
his name was like Bleeding something, if I remember right. Like his name, like his handle.
Oh yeah, I can't remember, but it's like right now we're at an arc where like him's daughter is going through like the Phantom Zone.
And may I say, when it comes to Dude's daughter, she was a sweetheart. They got a raw deal.
Complete and utterly.
Like.
No, it's not him star. It's not him star going through the.
Whoa.
It's Aku's daughter. Aku's daughter. Aku's daughter is going through the Phantom Zone because she's trying to find him's daughter, who is with Grimm's kids.
Come on, die already!
I love like his interpretation
of all the characters,
like the multiverse, or like the underworld, and like how like Grimm and Manny owns like a particular part of the underworld. Him owns another part. Aku owns a different part.
Yeah, it's all split up by kingdoms and everything.
Yeah, it's like cool. I love it. And the Phantom Zone, like the void around the underworld.
Like, that you don't want to get caught in.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, sorry. Wow, I didn't realize that was him's daughter's origin. Yeah, it's it goes out there, man. It goes out there.
Alright.
I do like a lot of characters like died.
Yeah, dude,
like,
no, basically Grimm's. You have to follow everything. All right. To find out what led up to the Grim Tales, you have to go back and read. I can't remember the name of the hero's tales, but he explains the build-up as like basically Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, all of them were established as all living, like working together, being heroes, so on and so forth, and then something happened, like, and I don't think he'd even gotten to that point in those comics, like, man, there's, like,
the whole apocalyptic part was never got to. That all got not explained, but alluded to in Grim Tales.
Okay.
Because I actually read the Dexter's Laboratory Powerpuff Girls crossover.
And if I remember right, it was basically like just pure brutality of what actually happened.
Like, Dexter went into a depression and Mandark went batshit insane because their rivalry like killed Dee Dee.
Yep.
Like, Dee Dee is straight up fucking dead. Because of one of Mandark's experiments, one of his plans to fight Dexter. And then Dexter did like something, and that somehow got Dee Dee into the crossfire and just straight up fucking died.
Yep.
And then that like kickstarts a relationship between Dexter and Blossom.
It's weird.
Because they wind up in a club at college. I think it's college, or was it like high school or something like that?
I don't know, but it was a whole lot of what the literal fuck?
And like Dexter and Blossom actually had a good relationship, then him just comes out of nowhere and starts the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
That was like alluded to in one of the Powerpuff Girls episodes.
Yup, dude, it's the whole...
Dude, that guy, like, you can, like, you can say what you will about his tastes and how a lot of his stuff in the comics go, like, borderline pedophilic, but dude, the guy's a fucking mastermind.
that is a valid point. I totally forgot about that. But, it's a lot of good stories.
I just don't care so long as the artist doesn't, do anything heinous. So it's just the artwork. I don't give a shit, just as long as it's good. And let me tell you, it is actually.
Well, I know he was going with the, Billy, Grim and Mandy's daughter and son having well, not having, but she's in love with him, but he's taking care of him's daughter, and she's jealous. And that's actually what, like, that's the part that really did her in, is the fact that he was taking care of her and protecting her instead of, well, being her brother.
Yeah.
Like, that whole story was just fucked
Oh, dude, can I just say, I love the reason why Grim fell in love with Manny was because she became Reaper for like a day, and then she actually planned and did 9/11.
That's fucked up.
What? Mandy's the reason 9/11 happened? It's fucking hilarious.
Man.
Not gonna lie. That's fucking funny.
Well, I just like the fact that they actually tried their best to,
And like, come to find out, Grim and Mandy actually have like a really good dynamic to a relationship. Like, they actually go well together.
Yes, I like that. Ah, the anime incest trope. Yep.
Yeah.
Dude.
Brother
But
Con.
at the same time, I think the whole reason why that really doesn't bother me is because the dude really was skewering. Like, I feel like a lot of what he didn't feel like him actually trying to push boundaries in that area, allow for such things to happen. It was more like he was making fun of Japanese tropes and things that they do, while at the same time telling a good story. Yeah, he was pushing that boundary.
Can I also say, because I think we forgot to mention this, holy fuck, he also managed to combine Cartoon Network with Nightmare Before Christmas.
He combined a lot of things.
That was like the first arc was in Nightmare Town, was in Halloween Town.
Oh.
Like, like the kid's uncle is Jack. What?
Yeah, I remember that. Because it was
How did he manage to pull that off? I mean, it's a webcomic. He's not really like profiting off this. I think he can get away with whatever, but still.
Yeah. As long as you remember, you can. It falls under a gray area as far as whatchamacallit.
Like copyright.
Yes, because he's not actually trying to make a profit, or he's not actually making a profit.
He's just doing it just to do it.
Yes.
It's all like, even though he was an official worker on quite a few cartoons, it's still like fan made stuff.
Yeah.
Technically.
It's fanfic, it's fanfic that he works on, and he used. I think how he gets funds is actually through Patreon. I'm not sure.
Yeah, which is he gets a Patreon donations.
So here's one for you. Speaking of, I got talking to my dad the other day, right? Or I think it was earlier actually. And no, it was earlier today or yesterday, and we got talking about, or I mentioned like YouTube and whatnot, and how had I stuck with YouTube or done what I wanted to do in 2008, like I bought a camera, was gonna do a YouTube channel and whatnot back then. Had I done it back then and actually, stuck with it, I might actually like, I might have actually been able to do something on. No! I can't add it to my lockpicking. I need 2 points.
Damn.
But I might have actually, been able to do something. Yeah, I'd
Like, would
actually,
have gotten somewhere?
yeah. Like it's there's a reason why I say this. He had the foresight to get somewhere and do something early on before anyone, like, I guess you could say he established himself early on, allowing him to turn what would have been a unprofitable situation into a profitable situation. He saw the writing on the wall and was like, he had the foresight to see where we were going and how to do something with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
just don't mind me. I'm literally looking up Grimtail's total from underneath just to see there from down below just to see if there's actually new pages. Because I'm curious. Snafu Comics. Oh shit! I think they're.
Dead. Oh. Gotta save him.
Last page. Oh my! The latest page was literally January 15th of this, like a month ago.
Nice.
Yes. So I got some reading. I got reading to do later.
Right. I thought I heard my phone go off.
Right.
Yep, I did.
Alright. I just love that series so much.
Right.
Like, even my misgivings about Minnie, I believe her name is, the daughter. Like Minnie's sudden personality change. I still love it.
Oh yeah.
I still love the series.
Gotcha. Hey, I'm gonna need you to take over the stream for a moment. I gotta let the dog out.
Alrighty. Okay. Let's see here. What you got, Neo? I remember I used to frequent Snafu Comics all the time back in. I only know about Snafu Comics because of Grim Tales, Told from Below. Grim Tales from Below. I actually need to read more of Snafu Comics because I believe the entire thing is basically indie/fanfic comics, and that sounds like right up my alley. I should read more of it. Alright, guys, I just love the different range of topics we've talked about on here. And a lot of it stuff I can actually geek about over. Very often we get into topics I don't know too much about. I'm just like here just to provide back and forth. I always enjoy when there's stuff that I can geek about and like throw a shoe at Bob and start talking about shit that he doesn't know. It's fun times. Wasn't Minnie technically Junior Star? Yes, because it's yeah, I believe it was Minnie because they had to like work out the situation of Grim and Mandy being like husband and wife, but Grim is, a fucking skeleton and the Grim Reaper, so he can't really do the babies. So it's like, if I remember, the setup was that Mandy would find men that she found attractive and powerful, have their kids and then do an abortion, and then Grimm would do like some kind of like necromancy magic or whatever, basically turn the kids undead, and then basically adopt them with his name, and that's how they did the kids. I believe I can't remember the name of the son, but he was like the son of Danny Phantom. I think it's alluded to. He's the son of Danny Phantom. And Minnie is Nurgle Jr. because Nurgle Jr. became like a super dimensional, supernatural warrior with the Nurgling being like a symbiote. But then the son like took Minnie's symbiote, Nurgle symbiote, into himself. So now he's like a phantom and a Nurgling, which is kind of interesting. But Minnie is like still like the most combat trained / experienced one, which is kind of interesting.
All right. Get the old space heater on my feet.
I just explained to Neostar how Grim and Mandy's kids work because he was asking if Minnie was like Nurgle Jr.'s daughter too. It's like, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they literally came out with that in like the first arc. And Grim can't exactly reproduce, so Mandy and Grim effectively made necromancy super soldier children. Yeah, through abortion and magic, and a lot of cuckolding.
Well, just because I can't have a kid doesn't mean that I don't want children.
I think they also had like a joke comic where like Santa like went to the underworld like super jacked because he was pissed off about the whole vampire thing, and then Mandy fucked him. Because again, she was like wants kids with like ubermenchmen, like guys who are like actually pretty powerful and strong. She also fucked I forgot what his name is, but basically uh like the main bad guy of Danny Phantom was basically Danny Phantom but adult in the future, alternative timeline.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of weird. Which is also kind of weird because it's like heavily implied that their son is like the child of Danny Phantom already, but like actual Danny Phantom, not evil Danny Phantom.
See.
Danny Phantom was kind of weird with timelines.
See, that's funny. That is funny. I can't. Oh, just something on the twatters.
Okay.
Politics that I refuse to bring up on stream. So I was like, no, not bringing it up. It's funny. Like, I'm actually about to check this. The channel content. That can go away.
Manny bad timeline Danny Phantom. Yeah, she literally did. She literally did. They had like a whole scene where they were waking up together in bed too.
I apologize about this in advance, folks. There might be a momentary.
She literally did. They had like a whole
come
scene
on.
where they were.
Pause, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Alright, that's all I wanted to. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was thinking about it. I was like, wait a second. Have we been streaming for 3 hours? Because it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah. It says right there. Started streaming 3 hours ago.
Yep. I was like, holy Nikes. I didn't even realize
how time flies.
Yep. It involved popsicles, didn't it, Bob?
There's a thing about popsicles.
Yeah, it's in chat. I didn't quite catch the joke, so I'm like, because
Like, is there an inside joke I'm missing out on?
I don't know. I was checking the status of the stream and everything, so yeah, that's like I'm not gonna lie, it's getting to the point where I'm just I don't stream like this anymore. Like, I used to stream all the time, and now I'm just like, like the whole idea of a daily stream that I used to do. I need to get back to that because it was a really good idea, and I really want to. Like I had so many ideas, but it's just let's be honest. Part of my problem is well, I mean I'm busy as well, like IRL busy, not just you know what I mean.
Just the term busy.
Yeah.
Like, you're not saying you're busy just to make it seem like you're busy. You're actually legit busy.
Yeah, dude. Like, well, you know the friends that I would always be at the house of.
Oh, he was just being random and just
Oh,
taking the shit.
oh, no. The the friend that I'd occasionally stream from their house of. Well, I've been watching their house again. 'Cause she's going through a lot of doctor's appointments again, and
Oh,
it's just like, well, I mean, I don't like streaming over there because it seems rude. It's one thing to be in Discord talking to people, like,
it's another like make like YouTube videos.
yeah. And I've thought about it. There's a lot of videos that I thought about uploading from my phone, like, because I've been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, part of what I've been doing at basically on the weekends is
Oh,
I'll be at work, and if we close down, I'll try to make a video. Like I recorded a whole video about Gina Carano this weekend, and I was going to post it, and then I was just like, eh.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I didn't like it. It didn't have this. It didn't. Goes back to that whole.
Damn.
Just,
Don't you just hate those sneezes where so strong you have it and then it just hurts in an area you don't want it to hurt?
all right. So earlier,
Ugh.
the shaking earlier with my Excedrin. That's my Zyrtec. I know all about it. All about it.
That did
Allergies
not
so
feel
bad.
pleasant.
It's like sad. So sad. Because the allergies leave me
I
like.
actually had I actually had an allergy attack for the first time in fucking forever while I was at basic.
Oh wow. No.
Yeah, it was actually pissing people off because it was around the time where the COVID shit was happening. I'm like, guys, it's not COVID, but they just didn't want to listen to any of it, and they just got so pissed off they actually like tattled to the drill sergeant on me, and then I got ordered to go to sick call. I was like, fuck.
And then they said
Then I go
it's
to
allergies.
yeah.
Like I was trying to
It
tell
was
them.
alright. It was alright. I got to hang out with like the doctor for a bit. He was also from Louisiana, so we were just talking about Louisiana for like half an hour to an hour,
Hey, there you go.
just waiting out the clock to go back.
Like,
It's
no,
like
dude.
whatever.
No, but
But
no.
yeah, I was at basic training with a bunch of Blue Falcons, man. It was terrible.
Oh, dude. No. Here's one for you.
Almost every one of it was a Blue Falcon.
Oh, here's one for you. I actually had my very
So
first.
hard you
I actually had my very first asthma attack ever a few months ago.
damn. Really?
Yeah, never had one.
Shit.
I'm over at my friend's house, and stayed the night and everything because this way I didn't have to try to get there in time to, you know what I mean, try to catch,
Mm-hmm.
if you will, uh, watch the house before they leave out. And I woke up and I was just like, my whole chest just felt like there was a massive weight on it. I'm doing my morning prayers, like, I'm just like, oh fuck, this is hard. But,
Damn.
well, survival training, okay? In the Boy Scouts, one of the things that They tell you when you're in a situation that is when you're in an adverse situation like that, don't freak out. If you're ever caught in
Yeah,
a
the panic.
yeah, and same thing goes with asthma attack. Don't freak out. I had my inhaler, but I powered through it because I stayed calm, just you know what I mean. Kept doing my prayers, just
Mhm.
breathed, and it went away.
Yeah, an asthma attack is definitely something you can power through. It's just the panic that gets you.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of these things. The worst thing you can do is panic. You, by panicking, you are causing a lot of
The
your
problem to be worse.
yeah. Well, the best way I can put it is when you panic, you go from being able to think clearly, be calm, conserve energy, and so on and so forth. That me, oh my god, 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 and that just
Yeah.
makes things worse. Like it's why they take for instance, if you're the worst thing to do if you're basically out boating and you're not wearing a life vest and you get into the water, the worst thing you can do is flash about. And if you gotta swim,
Yeah.
that's why they say relax, lean back, relax, and just lightly paddle.
Yeah, can conserve energy.
Well, conserve energy, and but if you lay back and let yourself naturally float, because we are buoyant.
Yep.
But what a lot of people don't realize that and they just freak out, and that causes them to sink. Like one of the few things I learned, and I learned that in Boy Scouts as well, because I got the swimming merit badge because I used to swim a lot. I used to do a lot of things. I used to
Oh
actually
yes.
be in fantastic shape for the most part, man. Not big, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? I wasn't though in the worst shape.
I
Oh,
actually thought about doing the swim competition at summer camp a few times. I just never did it. Like,
well,
I like swim. I just don't like swimming competitive.
and now I don't even like swimming.
Like, I just want to swim.
Alright, hold up. Uh,
I did like shooting competitively though,
Oh yeah.
but that's because I like shooting.
Mhm.
Then I joined the army. Now I don't ever want to go downrange ever again because
The
I know if I go there, I'm be down there for all goddamn day. It's horrible.
no, for me it's a bit different. I like shooting and all. I just don't do it as much as I used to. Okay. Here's a quick laugh for you. Here's a quick laugh for you.
You get.
I haven't smoked in almost 3 years, right? It'll be three
Mm-hmm.
years this summer. I just got an
Right.
email from Marlboro. Oh, I'm
Nice.
sorry. Did I stop you from using my desk as a cat scratcher when you have a cat scratcher right there? Goofball.
Cat being a nuisance.
Cat just been being an asshole. Okay, today has been one of those days where he's been getting into stuff that he knows better than to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he's just been being a douchebag. I think it's partly because the dog was coming in and out earlier because, had the room open.
Walking.
Well, the more like the dog was, how can I put this? Jack, okay, do you want out? Is that it? Do you want out? I will let you out. There you go. The dog is has separation issues.
Mm. Okay.
Basically, his previous owner wound up in jail. His friend was supposed to watch Jack, and instead his friend let Jack go. And then didn't. And when he had like when we asked about Jack, because Jack is hanging out at the property, he said, "Oh, well, that's a stray that I found." La da 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 da. Instead of being honest with it, so then when his friend got out of jail, his friend came over, find out it to basically try to retrieve his dog, and then found out we put like $900 into this dog because took it to the health department. Health department fixed him, but while he was there, he caught kennel cough. They botched the surgery of fixing him, and he ended up with pneumonia and infection.
Shit.
I I'm staying away from that part of town. I will fucking
Fucking
cuss
hell.
somebody. I want to cuss somebody the fuck out there. It's like we brought you a healthy dog that if the owners wanted to retrieve their dog, they could. And you guys not only got the dog sick, you botched the surgery. And oh, I want to punch somebody. Animals. To quote the original Wolverine miniseries, there's a part where Wolverine, instead of fighting a dog, he growls at it, right? And the dog
Mm-hmm.
runs off. Now, mind you, he killed a bear early on in the series, but the bear had already killed some kids and whatnot and was a danger to the local population. And he tracked the bear and killed
Yeah.
it. But he's like, humans are one. At this point, he's like, humans are one thing. Animals, I don't got no stomach for gutting animals needlessly. To him, is the
Mm-hmm.
dog's just doing its job. Like the bear, I like how they differentiated the danger of a bear and the danger of a dog. A dog's not gonna a dog's just doing its job. A bear actually is a lot more dangerous. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
oh man, and that's kind of how I feel when it comes to animals, man. You touch an animal, man, I will. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I understand sometimes you have to discipline a dog. And sometimes dogs are hard-headed, and you have to kind of.
Do the alpha maneuvers.
Mm-hmm. And you got to be a little bit on the mean side, and I don't like it. I I I I I, I view it as a lot of times when that's done. A lot of times when people do that, they don't do it at the right times and with the wrong dog. Does that make sense? They mistake
Yeah.
hard-headedness for. It did that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And but like just beating a dog or hurting an animal in general just to hurt an animal. Like leaving if anyone had their dog out in the chain out in this weather right now or on a chain, oh, I would not.
Yeah.
Dude, no, 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 no. It's been snowing since like 4 o'clock this afternoon again. We already have
Well,
like 8 inches of snow on the ground. All right. The
I
fact,
can believe it.
dude, the fact. I've lived in Oklahoma a good majority of my life now. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I've ever seen it snow, stick, the sun come out, the snow not melt at all. It's too cold. The snow just stayed. And then it piled more snow on top. There's a good chance I'm probably not working
Yeah.
this weekend because of the snow. Like, just saying. I'm just saying. Waka waka. But, ugh. All I know is, I'm thinking it might be getting close to about that time, though.
Yeah. I should be heading to bed because I got an early morning.
Yep, you got PT. The
Nope, no PT, but I
oh
do got a test.
okay. All
Our
right.
PTs in our PTs in the afternoons now.
Really?
Yeah, it's a whole thing with like class and COVID and shit. So
Wow.
our time slotted for the afternoon.
All right. No. Either way, where can people find you?
You could find me on YouTube. I don't do anything on there anymore until I actually get time to do stuff. But you still find my old videos there at Duskwell Team. You can also find me on Twitter at Duskwell_team. Same thing. You can find me on Mines. I I'm mostly doing shit posts nowadays. Like there's nothing. I try to stay more on like stuff I'm doing with my life and trying to stay active with indie comics, indie animation, and tabletop and all that good stuff whenever I can. But yeah, just try and follow me. You won't have a good time with any of that. As I'm trying to stay on topic of those things nowadays.
Nice. All right. And as always, you folks can find me on the Twitters at Brainiac420. You can find me everywhere else at Bob Jones Comic Wars. And if you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, and I shall see you folks later.